Hey, thanks for clicking on the video. This is another episode of Reforge Gaming News, looking at the latest Lego Skywalker Saga footage, the brand new Star Wars Lego game. I'm going to be giving you my thoughts right here at the beginning about why I think it looks promising, but why some of the community is concerned about some of the things that have been said, how it's been handled. We're going to break that down for you right here at the beginning of the video. If you like these videos, hit subscribe and the bell button. That way you can be here for the live streams and not miss out on the discussions. It is a longer video because we discuss it after this opening segment. This is a Reforge update. The latest Star Wars Lego Skywalker Saga footage has everybody very excited to jump into what seems like a very evolved experience, but many people are concerned with some of the things they're hearing, as well as sort of the shrouded release date up to now, and some seemingly missing features. If you like these quick updates, be sure to hit subscribe and the bell button. That way you don't miss my uploads. So I actually think the game looks very promising, very evolved from if you've played the full complete saga of Lego Star Wars. It's very enjoyable. Obviously looks a little bit dated. I played through the entire thing with my kiddos and we had an absolute blast. But some of the other versions of Lego Star Wars that we played since then, like The Force Awakens, had a very different feel, and they tried to institute some new things. This looks like probably a better blend of both worlds, just the fun of clearing and solving puzzles and getting your studs, and then also having some of the maybe the over-the-shoulder, almost like action-adventure feel. This game seems to grab it all. Now, many Lego games go wrong, I feel, in being too puzzly or too specific. There was a Marvel Avengers game that we played, my wife and I, as well as a Batman game, that just felt like everything was a very specific solution from a very specific character, and that blend, I think, can get a little frustrating. It doesn't really feel like a game where you have a lot of freedom and a lot of liberty. You're just sort of going into a room being like, which character can touch this, which character can hit this button, and when you do that, I think it can start to feel like I'm just sort of going through an elaborate QuickTime event, and I definitely think some of the Lego games go wrong in this regard. From what I see from the gameplay footage of the Skywalker Saga, it looks as if they've sort of avoided that. It's more intermixed, and it's more dispersed and not the main focus. Now, there is some concern from the community, though, about a missing feature that many feel is a sign of problems. There will be no character customization in this game. Some people hoping it gets added later. Many are kind of worried, like, why did it take you so long to tell us this? I myself did not realize this was such a beloved feature. Me and the kiddos figured it out really late in the game, which maybe is why we didn't care that much, and they obviously loved it. They loved making their own characters, but they obviously love just playing as, you know, Yoda. My daughter calls Yoda Baby Yoda no matter what. He's just Baby Yoda, and so, you know, they kind of love the main characters anyway. And then the release date was a little bit shrouded. It seemed like it was supposed to come out really early, and then it got kind of delayed again. And it is landing first quarter of this year, which I think is actually pretty impressive given this year is full of games that got bumped to the fourth quarter. However, many feel that TT Games have been bad about addressing community concerns, and they're worried that this is sort of a sign of problems. Many of the games coming out recently, Elden Ring, Horizon Forbidden West, have had performance issues. I don't necessarily think a Lego game would be rife with performance issues, but you never know, since they are trying to evolve the game into what feels like a more action-adventure style and less of the sort of fixed camera, just kill everything in the room. That's kind of what the original saga feels like. This feels to be a little bit more interactive and a little bit more like you're sort of directly behind your character. They also are showing concern about the fact that if they've removed this feature, are there other features that are going to be missing? Are there other things within the Lego Star Wars games that will not be included in this new one? Let me know if you can think of any of those features that might be missing, or things that you maybe have seen from TT Games that you find concerning. I, for one, am just excited for more Star Wars and a new Lego game. I find them to be pretty fun. As always, check me out over on Reforge Gaming for the live streams, and hit subscribe and the bell button here so I can see you in the next video. And I'll see the rest of you right now, I want to look at this footage with you guys because it does look, I think, to be very, very different than the Lego Star Wars Saga that many of us have enjoyed. I played through the entire thing once with my wife, and then another time with the kiddos, and it was just a blast. We had such a good time with it. It's just such a easy, fun sort of throwaway game. There's not that much to think about. Now, we did play a lot of the other Lego games, and we felt like they were super specific. It was like you had to get Batman, bring him over here, now get Robin, bring him over here, get this, bring him over here, and it just started to feel like, well, we're not really in charge of anything. We're just sort of here to be told where to go and where to stand. My kiddos have been playing the Lego Marvel Avengers 2, I think it was called, or something to that effect, and they seem to enjoy it, but it did fall into some of those tropes in some of the arenas and some of the fights of like you have to use a specific character for a particular job or you simply cannot progress. So, I'm curious what you guys think. I'm actually going to put a poll in chat. We didn't want to just keep running back to Elden Ring, so we know that this topic might not be a hot one, but with the game coming out next week, we thought it'd be great to look at the gameplay footage together and also just gauge audience interest in other topics, because many people look at the Lego games and probably think they're just for kids. They're not worth playing, but they actually are quite fun. Let's see, Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga. Saga. Interested? Yes or no? Are you interested in the game? I just want to see ground level. Are people interested in this game? Have the Lego games gotten too long in the tooth? Is that sort of a problem? Like, there's just so many of them. There are quite a few of them. And to be quite honest, we're going to be using, let's see, let me get into the right scene here. I'll drag myself down to the bottom. We are using MK Fire and Ice and Fire's video. He's got pretty extensive gameplay on the channel. I guess. I don't know if it's a he. I don't know if they ever talk in their videos. So the thing that I noticed first and foremost was that it felt more like an action-adventure game, right? It felt more like an action-adventure game. This doesn't feel like the old Lego games. You're more over-the-shoulder, more third-person. Now, obviously, I don't know how that's going to look specifically with split-screen co-op. They'll probably do the same thing they did in The Force Awakens. They'll just kind of split the screen diagonally and just, allow you to separate if need be. You pre-ordered it? I played the Lego Indiana Jones games, if I remember correctly. I felt the same way you're describing Lego Batman. Yeah, there was a Jurassic Park one that we played that felt that way. It was like, you're just constantly telling us, pick this character, press this button. Pick this character, press this button. And, Darth looks fantastic. I think Darth Vader as a Lego is just so perfect. The mask is just made to be a Lego. I remember Lego Star Wars on the Wii. It was so much fun. This is gonna be my first Lego Star Wars game since the 360 era that I've bought. I can't wait. Right, and we're gonna continue kind of looking at the footage here. I don't want to just purely run his footage nonstop. Interested, not exactly hyped for it, says Mark Smith. I played a lot with my son when he was younger. I'll check it out. I had a lot of fun with them. Is the P.O. Box still open? Are you cool with the kids getting more Pokemon cards? Wanted to ask before I bought them. Yes, JB, one of my boys from way back in the day, sent them like really nice Pokemon collector's books and some Pokemon cards, so feel free to send more if you like. I think once they added voices, it started going downhill, says Suede. Yeah, so they've got like real voices in these games now. You can see here they've got like the subtitles going across the bottom. And so they usually didn't do that. They usually would just kind of like move around and like mumble. And so here again, I think you're going to get a look at how they've really changed the approach to the Lego Star Wars game. If you've played the originals, it very much was your sort of, let me skip past this kind of going over what they've got to do and where they came from. Here you can see different upgrades and things that you can get. So they've added some depth here. As far as sprint more quickly while exploring the open galaxy, so that's an ability that you can buy for your character. So they've actually got a skill tree in this. I didn't see this the other day when I scrobbled through this gameplay footage. I did not realize there's an actual skill tree. So even more so, a lot like more of an action-adventure, sort of an RPG game than the previous ones. They're actually, and it looks like they gave R2 melee abilities. In the previous games, he was kind of worthless. You would just kind of do a little shock and nothing else. So he can just swing and headbutt and destroy things. And again, it still has the linear feel of a Lego game. You can kind of see here almost like a predetermined path that they're on, but it still feels more over-the-shoulder action-adventure than the previous games. Does the target audience of these games mind the direction of go here and press this? Am I wrong in assuming that these games are aimed at children/novice gamers? Well, here's what's funny about that, Noble Beast, is it seems like it lands in kind of a valley, right? It seems like it lands in kind of a valley. And here's what I mean. So when my kiddos were playing the Marvel game most recently and they were dealing with that, when they were scrobbled, isn't that the word? Like you just kind of skim through a video? Anyways, I think that's the right word. Isn't that what that word means? Scrobbled. To record a listener's musical preferences. Oh, that is not the right word. Oh, okay, like an audio scrobbler that tracks your music listening. Yeah, I definitely used the wrong word. I skimmed through the video. There we go. Yo, what's good, Feed? Good to see you in the chat. Just take note of the graphics, though. Like, just the sand collected on the edges of C-3PO's and the scratches and stuff. That's actually pretty good. It's not sand, I guess. It's like paint scratches. They really, really up the detail here. But anyways, what I was saying is when my kiddos were playing through the Marvel game, the super specific, you have to do this, go here, stand here, get this character, go here, stand here, I don't actually think it translates into a casual hand-holdy experience. I think it actually ends up sort of frustrating them. They're like, I just want to run around and punch stuff. Does that make sense? Like, to me, it's like, what I would enjoy is also kind of what I think the kids would enjoy. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm over-baking the cake and overthinking it. Maybe my kids are a little too young. But from where I sit, I do feel like a lot of people think to themselves, man, I just want to run around and hit stuff and see little bits and pieces. Oh, you get it? You get it? Oh, that's good. That's great. That's great humor. He's drinking some milk. He's drinking some milk. A little bit of a dig at the Last Jedi milk meme. I like it. I like it a lot. That's great. Good self-awareness. So yeah, I don't know. Like when I played the original Star Wars Saga, the Lego Star Wars game originally, like that's what was just so fun about it. And you know what I really think they did so well in the first one? If you wanted to go back through on the free play mode, the free mode where you could like pick any character you've unlocked and then go do all the little individual puzzles, I thought that functioned so much better as a player volitional thing. Like if you want to come back in here and do all this, you can. Here you're going to get a little sample now of what it's like to have somebody who can do the over-the-shoulder shooting with Luke. Again, a little bit more of the action-adventure feel. It's not that up-in-the-sky view, and clearly he's not able to open this. This is the retread. This is the retread factor of, like, you find stuff slight. It's not quite Metroidvania, but it kind of harkens to the idea of, like, you need certain characters and abilities to interact with certain things. They definitely do that, Sinnohs, but that... Okay, let me explain the point a little bit further. Can we get 20 more likes on the video? Let's see if we can't have a strong start. This is a little bit out of what we've been covering normally, but we want to meet new gamers and cover new topics. So the way I phrase it is this, Sinnohs. In the original Lego Star Wars Saga, that was how they instituted the puzzling and the puzzle solving and the sort of, you need this character to do this. What they ended up doing in Jurassic Park and Indiana Jones and even the Batman game, it was like that was literally the entire game. Instead of just running in a room and punching a bunch of baddies and then going to the next room and punching a bunch of baddies and maybe putting together a couple of things, it was literally, you have to bring over Robin. You have to bring over, Batman. And so it creates this idea that, like, no, that's literally the game. right? That's the game. Like, that's it. Like, single thing you do. So instead of it being an optional thing you come back and do later as like puzzle solving aficionados or completionists, it became part and parcel to the game experience. And I thought, to its discredit, I don't think it helped those games. Now, from what I see in this game, it feels quite a bit different. It does feel as if it's just kind of more linear, you know, and there's probably going to have those aspects of puzzle solving and things you got to do. He punched that jaw wall right in the face. But yeah, I don't think, I hope and think from what I've seen in this video that they're leaning away from that. I hope they're leaning away from it, right? I must be regressing. I'm more interested in playing a Lego game as I get older. I don't think you're regressing. I think this just harkens back to what makes for great video games. Everybody loves Legos, man. Like, Legos are part of our childhood. This was where your imagination was born to a certain extent. Like, you making your own things and creatures and ships and houses and villages and coming up with your own stories. I actually think Legos are always going to have that pull and that feel no matter how old you get. I mean, look at the poll. How many results? Take the poll at the top of the chat if you just got in here. Lego, Star Wars, Skywalker Saga. Interested, yes or no? Almost 200 votes already. Most people saying yes. If you've never been here before, typically we are in this scene doing a talk show, but we wanted to do a gameplay breakdown here and look at all the various things that they've added to this game. So we're coming over MK Ice and Fire's video, a very lengthy gameplay footage that we're taking a peek at here. And starting out the game with this is a version of Star Wars I don't think they've ever addressed, like starting out with Luke with the droids. So, and then we got the sand people. So here's some of the over-the-shoulder shooting. Again, it's got that action-adventure feel. And again, you can just kind of punch everything if you want as well. And the little health bars, I like that. That's a nice new addition. Again, giving it that RPG feel of, you know, what their health is. You know how quickly you're killing them. Typically, the health bars, if I remember right, weren't the health bars purely reserved for the bosses in the original? I think they were reserved for the bosses. I might be misremembering. He shot C-3PO there. Lego in the original Star Wars, totally my era, right? Well, there's Obi-Wan. So you get to play as him. Lego and Star Wars, best game ever. I'd rather spend $69.99 on a box of Legos than a video game. Yo, what's good, old soul? Release date next week on the 5th. Is it just me or is YouTube backed up? Doesn't show Lono live on the sidebar. Yeah, that sidebar is wonky. I've seen it tell me that somebody's live and they haven't been live for like an hour. I don't think that sidebar works very well. Are there combos now? What's the vertical bar on the right? Yeah, I don't know. See, it looks like they're also giving, a character more versatility. So, like, Luke's got melee, Luke's got shooting, Luke's got a grapple. They're giving an individual character maybe a little bit more utility than just, like, super simplistic. Like, R2-D2 used to be purely, you use him on the little things on the wall and then he can shock people. But now R2's got a melee combat set where he headbutts and kicks and spits out a wrench. Do you know what I mean? Or is it just a hit counter? It might have just been a hit counter. Is this open world? I do not think so. I think there's elements of freedom. Like, he could have gone back. So he could have gone back and like explored that area and found everything. So typically what they do in these games is there's like areas where there's studs to collect. There's areas where they're going to allow you to get everything in that area before moving forward, or you can just decide to move forward, right? Who's doing the voice acting? I actually don't know. I don't know if they've said anything about that. You're seeing here a reference to Anakin and Obi-Wan with the clones. You fought in the Clone Wars, and he's got a picture on the wall. That's actually pretty funny. I like that. That's pretty good. One of the things I've noticed in this footage is just the up in graphical quality. I know it's Legos, but the texture, like, this looks like the cartoons. Maybe better. Even the little Lego thing on his arm, that was pretty good. He looked at it with his eye. I'm pretty sure they're saying it's open world to an extent. You can go to planets and just run around. Are you going to cover the New World update drop? You know, I just don't know. Yeah, we'll be playing more Elden Ring today. We're going to be doing my dual katana build. We're going to be testing it out. We didn't get to play with it much yesterday. I think the majority of the voice acting has been taken right from the movies. Hang on a second. I don't want to get into hang on. Let me switch it and go.
There's nothing for me here now. I want to learn the ways of the Force and become a Jedi like my father.
No, that's not the original voice acting. That's something new. They're definitely having it be voice acted. If you played the original Lego Star Wars game, they don't in a lot of the Lego games, they don't say anything. They just kind of like they just like move around and like make like noises. It's kind of weird, but I mean, I think it was probably cheaper. But they're not using the original audio from the movies. The detail is awesome. I'm looking forward to it. I think the majority of the voice acting has been taken right. No, okay, I already read that. This looks amazing. Okay, so Noberto, am I going to cover the New World drop? I just don't know. The problem with New World is, I'm sorry to say, no one cares. Like, nobody cares. And I'm not trying to be dismissive, but like, we looked at the YouTube and we looked at the coverage, and it's just like there's like 20,000 people playing, like 24,000 player peaks. Like, it's a game has got to have a pretty big push if it's going to get interest again. Like, the update is literally 3 expeditions and a new territory, and I think a new weapon. Like, that's great for people that are still playing, but I just think it completely ran out of gas. I'm not saying that the game blows. It just ran out of gas. Like, trying to cover it was so difficult. Oh, look at this. Look at this. So they've got their core upgrades, but then they've got different classes that can also get upgrades. So you can see here, he's on the Scoundrel one, right? Right above Bounty Hunter. And there are upgrades. Now, each of these upgrades has 3 things around it, and those 3 things represent 3 potential upgrades. So if you go back, let's go back. Just a touch here. So when he first comes in here, you can see he's already spent on this core upgrade. And there's one of potentially 3. This is sprinting faster. So there's a total of 7. Well, no, there's more, because there's another one down here that you can't see. So who knows how many there actually are. Maybe 8, who knows how far down it goes. But in any case, there's 7 viewable right here that then each have, 3 potential tiers to the upgrade. So you can upgrade your sprinting speed 3 times total. And then he goes down and there's Jedi, there's Hero, Scavenger, Scoundrel, Bounty Hunter, Villain, Dark Side, Astromech Droid, Protocol Droid, and each of these individual classes has 4 potential upgrades, and each of those upgrades look like they have 3 tiers as well. So they've added quite a bit of depth to this. This is not just another Lego Star Wars game. This feels a whole lot more like an action-adventure game. And, if you want to take the poll at the top of the chat, the Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga, are you interested, yes or no? 300 people have already voted. Most of you saying yes. 71% saying yes. The Reforge radio stream yesterday had massive turnout. Love to see it. Yeah, that was really encouraging that, like, YouTube will still treat that channel nice because we've been consistent mostly. We've done the same format for 3 weeks. So much potential here in the builds. So, with the Jedi, it looks like this first one would be how much or how big of a thing can you grab, because he's like levitating, R2. This one here looks like some kind of a deflection ability, deflecting blasters. This one's got like a timer on it, so maybe like a force hold gets longer. And then this has got 3 pluses. Again, I don't know. This could be some type of force power. And then here we have Hero. Hero probably has something about defense. This one here looks like maybe you can go into like costume to infiltrate areas. You know what I'm saying? Like spy. This looks like some kind of a heart thing. And then, I don't know, armor of some kind. It's hard to tell. Scavenger. Yeah, it's hard to guess on some of these because you got paint and then maybe a conveyor belt thing. I don't know. It's definitely cool that they went this far with it, you know? Scoundrel looks like gets some kind of a slide move maybe, and then their shot can maybe break through certain structures, and then maybe their shot can go faster or do more damage of some kind. We missed the bounty hunter. Went by that one real quick. Did he... Oh, he didn't skip bounty hunter. So yeah, bounty hunter might get some kind of a spread shot. He's got like... This is Boba Fett's little antenna on his helmet, which I guess isn't an antenna. It's like an eye visor flip down thing from what they did in Mando. And then we got the villains. So, you know, the Empire symbol here. All the different things they can do. Maybe they can get more ammunition, pick up more ammunition, things like that. It looks like they put a lot of thought into this. I believe it only has local co-op. So no Lono Hilly drinking saga, unfortunately. Well, we made the unofficial announcement. Hilly has to step down from Fridays because it's really disrupting his personal life, staying up that late. You guys understand it's a different time zone. So he's up until like 4 in the morning into Saturday, which Saturday is a big day for families. And so it was really messing with family life. And it's well timed because we experimented with having Madam on last Friday, and everybody really loved having Madam on. So we're probably going to be moving the show over to First Look, Reforge First Look. And then that opens up the opportunity for me to play single-player games on a Friday night with some drinks and some laughs. Madam can join me for, you know, co-hosting and just giving me guff and giving me grief. And then when a game like this comes out, we can play it together and we can show off the co-op gameplay. So I think it'll work. It's obviously a huge bummer to see Hilly need to step down. I completely support his decision. I wish him and his family well. He really helped get me through a pretty dark time by having a nice bright spot every week. So we'll miss him. He can always come back for, you know, another episode or a few if it works out, you know, if life allows. But for now, that's what we're going to be doing. Hey, Lono, very quick question. I wanted to sub to the channel, but I can't do it on the gaming one. I only see it on the main one. Is that normal? Am I doing something wrong here? When you say subscribe, do you mean join as a member? How's the vertigo? You feeling better? It's still there, but it's significantly lower. It's got to be some kind of liquid like or fluid in my ears. It's going down. I've been taking like Benadryl every night. Okay, so here's the dark side. The dark side seemingly getting, you know, maybe more force powers. They got like an emperor symbol down here, so maybe you can control people. I don't know. So even the dark side has the 4 abilities that you'll be able to invest in. The astromech droid, so R2 units will maybe develop the ability to speak to more things, push more things. This looks like maybe something with hacking, maybe more electrical abilities or something like that. So each individual class of Lego that you can take over actually has its own sort of skill tree of upgrades that you can choose between, each one having 3 potential tiers so you can keep leveling it up. I'm just trying to get to the very, very last one here. Does he go all the way? There he goes, all the way down. So we got to look at all of them here. This, again, I'm not sure what any of these are. We're just kind of guessing. So, all right, let's continue. If you're trying to join as a member, you can always use the join link. Sometimes the join button doesn't show up. I don't know why. Like, it's definitely active on this channel, but you can use the join command and click that link in chat if you're trying to join. This isn't your dad's Star Wars game. Okay, so Sven found the voice actor cast. Are any of the voice actors from, like, the cartoon and stuff? I'd be interested to know. Looking at some gameplay and other videos, it seems like the game world is akin to Ratchet and Clank with smaller pseudo-open world areas. The ability to warp to different destinations as well as a No Man's Sky style space flight planet hub. That's probably a pretty good comparison, Blue Light Moon. That sounds right from what I've seen. It's like they're trying to mix freedom, sort of open world, sort of linear, but they're trying to mix that with action adventure feel. You know, throwing it over the shoulder here. Luke's just getting to kind of explore Mos Eisley as opposed to being like kind of zoomed up and away. Not necessarily isometric, but it did have a little bit more of a set-piece dungeon crawler feel, and this feels more like an action-adventure game, comparatively. If you're new, let me pause the footage. If you're new and just tuning in, we're usually in this scene having a conversation. We cover a lot of Elden Ring, but we cover a lot of other gaming news topics. We wanted to show off this gameplay today. If you've never been here before, hit subscribe. That way you can talk in the chat and vote on the poll at the top. Are you interested? So the Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga, already almost 400 votes. Interested, yes or no? 75% of you are saying yes. That's encouraging. I was kind of worried about covering this today. I was like, I don't know. This feels well outside of our wheelhouse. Oh, look at what he can do. So Obi-Wan's got some serious power here, man. Okay, so this is going to be an up, down, down, down. Cool. Little mini puzzle, and he's mind controlling the stormtrooper. Excellent interpretation of Obi-Wan's you don't need to see his identification, trickery. That guy is like all out of it. Oh, he's going to give him a bit of a shove. Yeah, here we go. This is what we've been waiting for. No, go back to Obi-Wan. I want to see the lightsaber. Come on. Come on. Welcome to Fortnite Zero Build. No building, no problem. It's all about your combat skills alone. Fortnite Zero Build, no build battle royale. There we go. It's permanent. I want to play that with a squad so friggin' bad. So friggin' bad. It's just not fun by yourself. So he has the ability. So I really like the UI. It's not too much. I think I think it's well done. I think the UI is pretty well done. These games are typically fun and approachable. They seem to have nailed this one. Yeah, see, the reason I took immediate interest was because it just, like I said, it felt more action-adventure. Like, it didn't feel like they're constantly telling you, you got to go here and press this button. You're Batman, you're Robin, you're this character, and this is your job. You got to run over here and press this button. You got to jump on this switch. And it doesn't feel like you're doing anything. It feels like an elaborate QuickTime event. For me, I'd need to see a good bit of gameplay that shows they've changed a lot. The normal Lego gameplay loop makes me want to claw my eyes out. Having huge skill trees might make it worse for me. Those weren't really huge. Those were pretty basic. Like each class of Lego had four abilities you could invest in, and each one had 3 potential tiers of strength. Really digging the visual, said Suede. Looks a lot more polished. Yeah. Does no build mean you can't pickaxe through walls? No, you can 100% still destroy structures with explosives or your pickaxe, but you can no longer build anything yourself. That's what no build means. They're going to do no build tourneys. I could see the no build tourneys potentially pulling better viewership because the sitting in boxes and edit fights, it just leads to a lot of disorientation for the audience. They're like, what in the heck's going on? I can barely see what's happening, right? It's like, I don't understand. So if you're just tuning in, we're checking out the Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga footage. We are watching MK Ice and Fire's video. He seems to be one of the only people that got lengthy footage, like an hour's worth or so. I didn't see anybody else putting up lots of footage. Now, hang on a minute. Hang on just a minute. Are they faithful? Who shoots first? Yes. Okay. At least, I know that, Greedo never got to shoot back, but at least Han shot first. And they're gonna family friendly it up here. He's gonna throw his gun at him, and Greedo walks away. So whatever. They certainly cleaned that up, but at least Han shot first. But 3 to 4 times, 10 or whatever, 100 plus skill points to grind for Legos. Yikes. Yeah, but we don't know exactly what that means. The first Sony item dropped. What's going on? For PlayStation Plus, I see PlayStation Plus is trending. Let me check my feed. All new PlayStation Plus launches in June with 3 flexible membership options. First details. So they've tweeted out a blog. PS Plus and PS Now are now merged and expanded. There we go. All new PlayStation Plus launches in June with 700 plus games and more value than ever. Well, there you go. We might be covering that one tomorrow. We'll see. I'm sure people want to talk about it. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, that's the blog. I'm just napkin mathing for now. Yeah, it depends on how long it takes. It depends on how it's, like, natural. Like, does it happen naturally? Like, are you naturally playing as a protocol droid enough to get the skills necessary to make the protocol droid stronger, so that way when you go to do something, it's like, oh, I've already kind of leveled this guy kind of automatically? Or are you going to have to, like what you're saying, like, am I going to have to go grind to get my protocol droid, you know, up and running? You know what I mean? Do the voice and say, you'll be dead, like our friend Greg used to know. You'll be dead. Yeah. I don't like you either. I've got the death sentence in 6 systems. I'll be careful. You'll be dead. Lego games are great if you have kids. That's about the only redeeming factor to them, in my opinion. I think people of all ages like these games, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think they did a really good job simplifying the UI here. I'm not quite. I would love to see they're combing through here again. Oh, here we go. Okay. So let's back it up. Now we're going to get a breakdown of the very thing that, like, Derek was just expressing some concern about. He quickly flipped through here. We got I'm trying to do this by the seconds. He did it super fast. My gosh, I thought I paused it in time. I'm sorry. This is not going smoothly. I thought he flipped down super fast. I am literally using the arrow keys to frame it. I thought he did this super fast. All right, whatever. We're gonna do this. It's taking too long. All right. Okay, here we go. So that is going to cost him 10,000, but also 4 of the blue bricks. Now, we don't know how often or where you get it, right? Is that you, Suede? That's Derek. That's one of the. Well, I'll let him try to identify himself. I don't want to say his first name if he doesn't want his first name in chat. So, destructive assembly. Release a shockwave when disassembling. Hold B, damaging nearby enemies. So you can do it on your own. Damage enemies within a small radius. Release a shockwave when disassembling. So why would you want to disassemble? I'm not trying to put anyone down for playing Lego. I'm just saying I play them with my kids, but personally I'm not into those things. Oh no, I got where you were coming from. I just wanted to specify that, like, these are pretty popular games. So 10,000 on the studs is not a big deal. It's the 4 blues. You can buy this upgrade potentially 3 times. He scrolls through here really quickly. Paid translator is the next one. That's the next one. Receive bonus studs for translating alien languages. So that one's more of a passive. He can buy that one right now. Oh no, I'm sorry. No, he can't. 5,000 studs. He needs 4 of the blue to get that one. Receive 500 studs per new translation. So some of these are more completionists. Like, you don't need that if you don't want it, but if you want to play that, that extensive. Now, the next one down, which is not the one with the 7 in it, it's this one right. Hang on, my mouse gets weird. This one right here is polished plating. Add a chance of deflecting bolts fired from nearby enemy weapons. 50% chance of deflecting bolts. And again, that's 10,000 and then times 4 on those blue bricks. Those blue bricks are probably the ones you find for playing completionists, like clearing the map, looking in rooms, opening stuff up. They're probably tucked away pretty tight. And here's the one that he can buy. Turret tune-up. Bolts fired from protocol terminal turrets will bounce off surfaces, increasing their chances of hitting enemies. Bolts will bounce off one surface, so it's 2,500 on the studs, and then 1 of the blue coins. Let's see what it looks like when he buys it. Oh, he didn't buy it. I thought he was going in there to buy it. It looks like he's just kind of browsing. Okay, well we gotta look. We gotta look there. Wait until you'll be dead. Right. Wait until. Parallel Apparently, I need more Rageless Rose since I just now realized you were here. Yeah, you guys probably passed in chat numerous times and just didn't realize it if you weren't looking carefully at chat. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people talk in chat but don't read lots of chat. That's actually pretty common, I've found, in live streams over the years. So Obi-Wan there being able to do a bit of a, he's got some lift abilities. There's the lightsaber. I want to see some lightsaber combat because they showed us Luke using his blaster. Oh, there's some sprinting. And again here, if you want to play super linear, they're making it very easy. They're very easy. When my kids were playing through the recent Marvel Lego game, there were numerous times I'm like, I have no idea where in the heck you guys are supposed to go. Like, I'm an adult trying to help them figure it out, and it was difficult sometimes. They've clearly made this one a lot more straightforward. Encountered a bit of a puzzle here, and now they can go in this level. Yeah, so very, very linear if you want to play it linearly. You don't have to go hyper exploratory. But if you do go hyper exploratory, then you're going to probably get more of those blue bricks, more studs, and then be more equipped to level up all the different characters, all the different classes. I love that reference there. I love the reference here of Jabba the Hutt being placed in like that and then falling down. I don't know if that's meant to be a bit of a dig. If that's meant to be a bit of a dig on the on what they did when they edited Jabba into this scene. If you're new and enjoying the show, be sure to hit subscribe and the bell button. Here we're gonna get some action. We'll go back to the action in just a second. Typically, we're in this scene doing a video game talk show. I am safe for work. A lot of people treat me like video game radio. You can subscribe in confidence. Throw me on in the background of your day throughout the week, covering all sorts of different video game topics. Lots of Elden Ring coverage, but we wanted to sort of break from that. We will be playing Elden Ring this afternoon. I got a great dual katana build that we just put together yesterday. So let's get back to the action here. You're going to see some of the over-the-shoulder shooting mechanics, and this is some cover-based that they did some of this in The Force Awakens, and I actually didn't think it was that good. I found it to be a little frustrating. This looks to feel like a little bit more of a traditional cover-based experience, and he's able there to push up. When they did the cover-based shooting in Force Awakens, it was very, very much like you were constantly stuck to something. It wasn't actually that good of an experience. I think this looks much better. Is there a difficulty selection? I don't know. Mithrax submits a question regarding Fortnite. NB games would get more views. Fortnite already have community, which most likes building. Wouldn't take a bit of time for its players to start to like the NB mode? No. I think the general viewing public is larger than the Fortnite community. Oh, this is a cool little puzzle. I think the general viewing public is larger than the Fortnite community, and the general viewing public would enjoy a battle royale without building significantly more. Now, the Fortnite community might abandon it and be like, this is crap, this is garbage, this isn't Fortnite, but the general public might make up the difference. You'd have to try it and see, truth be told. There we go. Yo, good morning, Anthony. How are you? I like the Lego games as licensed parodies for movies. I like the mumble speak and charades. Actual voice acting is weird to me. Oh, yeah, there are people that don't like the voice acting. Yo, first new member of the day. Thank you, Blood King, very much for clicking the join button. If you guys want to support the channel directly, that is one of the best ways to do that right now, is to get the membership to go up. We are considering member incentives. I know we don't really have great member incentives because we have two separate channels, so it makes it tough. We've gotten some suggestions from people that we're taking under consideration. It'd be easier. It'd honestly be easier to start throwing really great incentives out there if we could hit some great milestones. And I know incentives push the milestones, but it's kind of hard to do that in a good way, because then you end up with like feeling like you need to do all these specific things every month to push members, and we want to be careful with that, right? You can turn on mumble mode in this game, I hear. Oh, you can. You can. Really? So it sounds like the people that don't like the voice acting, it sounds like you can turn it off. This afternoon, we'll be talking to Ruby True. She's a really, really talented ASMR artist. She does sound therapy with singing bowls and all sorts of different things. We will be talking to her about the content over there. We'll also be talking to her about what is sound therapy. She goes a little bit beyond just doing ASMR, and she's also an ambassador over there now on the Purple platform. So we're interested to see what she tries to do with the influence of that platform as they may start venturing into more adult content. So that should be a great conversation this afternoon. Before we get to this next action sequence, I'm going to pause it, and I'm going to do like a brief station identification. This is Reforge Gaming. We also have Reforge Radio. Those of you that really enjoy this morning show, make sure you're subscribed to Reforge Radio. We had the biggest Reforge Radio episode we've ever had yesterday, talking about Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. It was actually a great conversation about comedy, what's allowable, you know, is this a really serious thing? Should there be charges pressed? Will Smith has subsequently since apologized for what he did after the show, but it was a huge episode. So those of you that like this morning show, okay, if you like my talk shows, Reforge Radio is a talk show designed for more serious topics. Gothix is on Thursday. If you guys know who Gothix is, she's coming on Thursday to talk about her spiritual journey. So make sure you're subscribed here, hit that bell button. Hey, let's get another like milestone. We're actually having a pretty strong turnout today. Let's get 200 likes and press on to 300 likes. Let's get back to the gameplay. And make sure and take the poll at the top of the chat there. Where did this new gameplay come from? I can't find anything new. This is MK Ice and Fire's video. He's like the only one with like significant gameplay. Okay, so here we're getting some lightsaber. He did a throw, and now he did another throw. Okay, looks like he's struggling a little bit. There's just some basic hack and slash. Yo, Brandon coming in with a membership. Thank you so much, Brandon. Enjoy the dope badge and emotes. You are dope and deserve dope stuff. If you guys want to keep the member train going, there's 2 members at the top of the chat box right now. Hit the join button or use the join command. See if we can get a member train going. We don't do that a lot on YouTube. Doesn't happen as often. It seems like there's a lock-on feature that he's not using. He's sort of, there we go. Okay. So he's kind of finding his way with the lightsaber. Little clunky, little clumsy, but he's finding his way. He's finding his way. Oh, so it looks like no. He needs to watch the thing, I think. I think he did this wrong. Oh no, he did it right. Okay. It looked like he was doing the wrong pattern. It looked like there was like a specific pattern he had to outline. Some more throwing of the lightsaber. And there's some deflection. And now he's just going to kind of go in and hack it up. There we go. It doesn't seem... I think the one thing that I might find people complaining about is it doesn't seem to have a lock-on feature. So he seems to be a little clumsy when using the lightsaber. As opposed to staying locked onto the enemy and being able to kind of circle and deflect efficiently. He seems to be kind of clumsily running around. Again, I could just be misreading the gameplay. No, nothing new dropped. This is just MK Ice and Fire's video. It's been out for a week, and we're trying to make transformative content. His footage gets used all the time. I don't think he generally goes after anybody that uses his footage since it's totally allowed. That's becoming a huge problem lately, like what Quantum TV did, you know, like just claiming videos because somebody used a portion of your video, hoping that smaller YouTubers can't fight back, you know? MK Ice and Fire tends to not care if people use their footage. They get stuff so early. And again, this has been running for a week on their channel, so I didn't feel like we'd be in any kind of a problem using it. So now he's going pure force. Okay, getting the lightsaber back out. Interested to know what you guys think of the footage so far. If you want to put your thoughts in chat. 640 votes on the poll. Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga. Interested, yes or no? 78% have said yes. 78% have said yes. So they got rid of the heart system and allow for health regen after rather than finding hearts to get your health back. I like that a lot more, honestly, Bowers, because here's what typically happened in the Lego games that were on the heart system. You basically just accept death all of the time. You accept death all the time, just bruh, and you come back, and bruh, and you come back. It looks like in this, there's more opportunities to like mitigate, dodge, and block damage, and then get your health back, so that you're not constantly dealing with that. Breath of the Wild delayed till spring of 23. I'm like zero surprise. I knew that game wasn't coming out this year. They were being so weird about it. They were being super weird about it. They're like, our targeted release date. It's like, shut up until you have a release date, right? Zelda Breath of the Wild officially been delayed till 2023. Yeah, Barrier just put it in the Discord as well, so it must be coming from somewhere. They're both two different people are saying it. Superb shoutcasting as usual. Oh, thank you, Quiet Shy Girl. Chewie using a wrench as a hammer, so unrealistic. God of War says Lunar Squadron has a lot of gameplay and content covering this game, and yes, there is auto aim assist you can turn on and off, plus mumble mode is unlocked from the start. Thank you, God of War, for confirming that. So those of you that don't like the voice acting that they put in this, there is the ability to do the mumbling if you prefer mumble over the voice acting. Officially on the Nintendo YouTube channel, the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, they have upgraded the launch timing, spring of next year. So I am not surprised at all. I did not think that game was coming out this year. I'm not upset about it, says Bowers. It's a nice change that I just noticed. I'm glad you pointed it out, Bowers, because I didn't notice it either. And again, that was something in the other Lego games that I found to be always a bit of annoyance. Like, you know, you're just constantly kind of blowing up. You're just like, "Bah!" And then you come back, and "Bah!" And then you come back. You know what I mean? It makes it feel a little bit like a meat grinder, and less like, this feels more like you are particularly in control of this character and can sort of manage the character, like keep them alive, you know, etc. I pre-ordered the deluxe edition. Oh, here we go. That's our first death. Okay, that's what a respawn looks like. So there's our first death. Speaking of death, make it great. Don't have to compete with Elden Ring. Well, yeah, it definitely isn't gonna have to compete with Elden Ring now for Game of the Year. That's for sure. They used to play a lot like the Gauntlet game in some ways. Yeah, you just kind of run in and meat shield face tank everything. You're like, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, and it's just kind of like a constant thing that you have to do. If you guys are enjoying the show, man, smash that subscribe button so you can talk in the chat. We'd love to hear from you. I am a safe for work broadcaster, and we cover all kind of variety gaming news. Usually we're in this scene, and I'm just talking about gaming news with you. But today we are doing a Lego Skywalker Saga gameplay breakdown, and we want to know, are you interested in the game? The poll at the top of the chat's getting great results. We're not even through the first hour of the poll yet, so be sure to submit your thoughts there as well as in the chat. We love meeting new people. Because I am safe for work, a lot of people treat me like video game radio. They throw me on in the background of their day. You can subscribe in confidence. I'll be in your sub feed all week. You can tune in Monday through Friday, have a little show for yourself in the morning, and not have to worry about me cursing and swearing like crazy. I also try not to have any radio silence. We try to do our best to keep zero radio silence. If you're interested in topics that are not gaming related, we do have another channel that's just like this with respect to being a talk show. It's called Reforge Radio. Wow, okay, so Han Solo can do a bit of a air juggle combo. All of a sudden, they're playing Devil May Cry. So make sure and check out Reforge Radio, especially those of you that treat this like your morning radio talk show. Yesterday, we talked about the Chris Rock getting slapped by Will Smith scenario. I think on Wednesday, we'll be talking about the Lord of the Rings series and some of the controversy there. Today, we'll be talking to Ruby True about ASMR, sound therapy, the Purple platform, adding more adult content. So make sure you're subscribed to Reforge Radio. You can use the radio command. A lot of you guys love the morning show, but we don't see in the afternoon. If it's a scheduling thing, don't worry. That's not a big deal. But if you're just not aware that we do it, make sure and tune in. A $5 tip from Insomniac Black. Given enough time, Batman could wait until Breath of the Wild finally comes out. Well, thank you for the $5 tip, Insomniac Black. If you guys want to support the channel directly, you can do a tip with Super Chat. That's the $sign at the bottom of chat. Or you can click or use the join button and become a paying member. Don't forget we have coffee. I'm gonna do a little bit of a coffee commercial because we're at a good stopping point in the gameplay. So we are not sponsored by a coffee company. This is our coffee, okay? And yeah, and the disc plates. Thanks for using the disc plate command, Chest Pain. If you like my Mando disc plate or my Elden Ring disc plate, you can use the disc plate command. Oh, also my shirt. It says Number One Dad. Number One Dad. If you like my shirt, there's a great Star Wars collection over at 80s Tees, and you can use my code to get 30% off. Code LONO over at 80stees.com will get you 30% off. But the coffee's not a sponsor. This is ours. Rageless Roast. We have a light roast and a dark roast. These bags are kind of beat up from being in my office. Chat will tell you how good it is. It's got balanced acidity that makes it very drinkable, very smooth. Some folks drink it black. Some folks do cold brew, a little bit of creamer. Use the coffee command or go to ragelessroast.com. That supports my wife, and kiddos actually bag it up and ship it to you. Like, my kiddos make little thank you notes. So you're supporting like a small business when you do that. That is not like a sponsor with a kickback. That's ours. I love your radio talks these days. Amazing. I catch them each morning due to Timewise UK, but fantastic chats and vids. Thank you, Insanity. Yeah, I appreciate you guys watching the... oh, this is great. This is great. With the blast shield down, I can't even see. And he's like wrecking the joint. Don't ever feel like if you can't catch the live stream that it's not worth watching. It really helps us. Have you given coffee name rebrand more thought? That we can't do that this year, Sven. So we're looking at doing that, but it can't happen this year. There's just no freaking way. That too many orders were already placed, too many labels were already made. So that's gonna be something that can't happen very quickly. It'd have been great if we could have pressed a button and changed that for brand synergy, and brand cohesion. So this is how they're gonna hide. I put a game in the Discord last night, and we talked about it for a little bit. It's basically a prop hunt, ghost hunting game. It actually looked like it would be really, really fun, but I don't know if we could get enough people interested to buy it for like a community game night. It's gonna be $20. It releases this week. What was the name of that game, Barrier? We were talking about it last night. And Darth Vader. The guy's like, they're right there, bro. Why no tentacle disc plates? Don't know if I can stay sub to you without you having one. Tentacle disc plates? What do you mean? 2022 can possibly make people broke in gaming. That's true. That's true. Yeah, Midnight Ghost Hunt. Midnight Ghost Hunt. We'd have to have a whole ton of people buy that game and express interest if we were going to do that this Friday night. This Friday night, we'll probably do on first look that Weird West game, and then I'll have my wife kind of join for some co-hosting banter since you guys liked that. You guys seem to like that a lot. Someone said Steam had it on 4.6, so not sure if it hadn't been updated. I haven't heard from Best Buy it being moved to another date. I pre-ordered via Amazon. Wait, what are you guys talking about? The deluxe edition won't arrive till the 11th of next month? Of this game? Of this game, really? Star Wars games. I feel like Mando was tailor-made for an awesome Shadows of the Empire style game. Missions, boss fights, obtaining items and upgrades. It'd be so radical. Anyone feel the same? According to a guy on an Xbox podcast, it's not a huge channel, so we didn't run the story. Apparently, there is a Mando game in development right now. Apparently. Oh, the more adult-oriented displays. Yeah, no, thank you. So apparently there is a Mando game in development right now. It's rumor. So I actually agree with you. I think an RPG-oriented abilities, skills, weapons, things like that could make for an amazing action-adventure game. Picture like how you level up Aloy in Horizon Forbidden West, but as the Mandalorian instead, and having like Monster of the Week boss fights. A lot of people accuse Mando of being Monster of the Week. I don't agree with that. I thought that was a very reductionist approach to summarizing the show. I know that was a particular season that made people feel that way, but still, I didn't feel like that was the greatest summary. I do think though that the nature of the nature of Mandalorian was not meant to be this super deep, insane, crazy show. I think it was meant to be more of just great Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? It didn't need to be insane. It didn't need to be, crazy. It just needed to be good Star Wars. And I feel like Mando succeeded in that regard. I don't feel that they I didn't feel that they overshot. I didn't feel like they undershot. I felt like much of Mando was just right. I do think the Luke, stuff that they did, that's been so long gone. I feel like I can talk about that at the end of the one season. It did get a little uncanny valley, but I don't know. It would fit so perfectly in a Shadow style game, mostly linear missions, kind of old school boss fights, get the spear, the jetpack eventually. Great game right there. Well, yeah, I mean, you could even have it go back. You know what I'm saying? Yash, the glitchy Jedi, says, "Yo, dudes, what's up? What's up? Welcome in." Well, hello there. What can I do for you today? He just gives him a punch. Watch out, he's loose. Are we on the Death Star? Yeah, they're on the Death Star here. If you've never been here before, we are using MK Ice and Fire's footage. Usually I am in this scene doing basically a talk show, debating video games, discovering different news, segments and stories with you guys, covering them, debating them. And today we're doing a bit of a breakdown. We wanted to cover this gameplay footage. It's been up for about a week, but we want to just kind of break down some of the differences that I've particularly noticed with this game compared to the Star Wars Lego Saga that's already in existence. Some of the things we've noticed, especially within just the Lego franchise, we have noticed that there seems to be more of a linear drive in this one. It's less of this sort of get this character, press this button. Okay, now get this character and press this button. It does seem to be a little bit more linear and action-oriented, which is exciting. There's also RPG elements. There is a base class, base level upgrades you can get for your character, almost like a skill tree. But then there's really small skill trees for every single Lego type. There's the dark side, there's Jedi, there's Scoundrel, there's Bounty Hunter, there's Protocol droids, and I forget the other ones, but they basically are creating that sense of depth and investment that wasn't really present in any of the games up to now. So definitely more of an action-adventure RPG feel with that sense of Lego, with that sense of, hey, come back with other characters to do different things. As you saw right at the beginning of this portion of the mission, he walked up to the thing, and he couldn't do it because he wasn't C-3PO. So there is that element of coming back later to get everything, which I think they do such a great job of in the Lego Star Wars Saga. I think they got a little bit long in the tooth with needing to switch characters so much in the first, not in the first, but in the other Lego games that came out, Batman, Marvel, Avengers, and things like that. So you can see here, even a combo building up on the right side. I'm not sure what that gives him, but you can see it's kind of filling. It's a ×2. He's on a 12-hit combo, and the meter is draining, and now it's gone. So I don't know exactly. I don't know if that increases his damage. Probably increases stud payout, I would guess. I don't think it's necessarily going to ramp up your damage, but I could see it giving higher stud payout. Is Lego Star Wars TSS, the Skywalker Saga, going to have character customization? Because I don't believe the rumors about no character customization in this game. They are not rumors. I read an article about that. There were direct tweets from TT Games about it. There is no character customization. Somebody brought up an interview from 2019, and they were like, yeah, that interview was a long time ago. It just didn't make it, unfortunately. It didn't make it into the game. Now, people are saying they hope it gets added later. People are worried that there's other features missing. Here's my feedback on the issue, okay? Based on everything we've covered this morning, everything we've seen, and how the gameplay looks and flows to be significantly different than previous Lego Star Wars games, I'm not going to be surprised if there are other features that people think are quote-unquote missing. Now, the reason I say quote-unquote missing is they're not really missing features if it's designed to be a different game, right? if it's designed to be a different game, then there's going to be plenty of new features as well as potential features that just aren't in the game anymore. Maybe they don't fit. Maybe they don't make any sense in a game like this. It's a little bit more action-adventure, a little bit more RPG. You know, it's a little more linear. I guess the old games were pretty linear. But I think that has to be considered. That they're designing a pretty, this is in my opinion, it's a pretty evolved Lego experience. This is not a traditional Lego experience if you compare it to Indiana Jones, Jurassic Park, the Batman Lego games, the Marvel games. This is very much, oh, is that yeah, that's a Spaceballs reference, isn't it? Yeah, I think that's a Spaceballs reference. Yeah. I don't remember. Yep. I'm fairly certain we're looking at a Spaceballs reference. I'm not super familiar with the movie. I never found it to be that funny. It was okay. I think people maybe overstate how funny it is. I'm upsetting so much of chat right now. While I'm upsetting chat, let's take a quick break from the gameplay just to address chat. If you're enjoying the content, there are free ways to support what I do. I go live Monday through Friday. We do a lot of live streaming. We do 2 shows here on Reforge Gaming. We do a show in the afternoon on Reforge Radio. Make sure and hit subscribe. Make sure and smash that like button. Let's set our sights on the next like milestone of 300. If you want to support the content directly, there are all kinds of commands and sponsors you can use, like Displate, shirt, coffee, etc. Or you can join and become a paying member. If you're one of the regulars that really enjoys this morning show, but you haven't checked out our afternoon show over on Reforge Radio, make sure and subscribe to Reforge Radio. And there is a poll at the top of the chat. Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga. Interested? Yes or no? 830 votes, 80% saying yes. I was super concerned with covering this morning. I thought we're going to not get the greatest turnout and response, but we have actually gotten a great turnout and plenty of new subs and meeting new people in chat. So welcome in. We appreciate it. I am a safe for work broadcaster, so a lot of people subscribe and just throw me on in the background like video game radio, so we appreciate you being here today. Not upsetting me. Spaceballs is Mel Brooks, and I'm allergic. None of his movies ever make me laugh. We were raised on different comedy, Derek. I feel the same way with Mel Brooks. Like, his stuff doesn't catch me. It doesn't catch my funny bone. Like, we were raised on Mystery Science Theater, The Princess Bride. I don't know. I think we were raised on different types of comedy. Like, we really didn't even like the Three Stooges and the Little Rascals all that much because it was just slapstick. Like, we didn't gravitate to certain types of humor growing up. And Mega Maid, she's gone from suck to blow. Okay, there you go. Unsub. If the combo works the same as Lego Ninjago game, it builds up like a super move, good for bosses. Oh, that explains so much. Yeah, there are certain types of. It looks like you can get different. That's like a gun chest. That was like a gun chest. He got a couple different gun options from it to try out right now. He's got a flamethrower, and then there was just like a normal gun. I love Mel Brooks, but I get it. Okay, so he's got a puzzle here to solve, so you're going to probably have to navigate somewhere in the room to figure that one out. You got to figure out which room she's in. Nope, that's going to open when you do the thing on the left, I'm assuming. You have to wander around the room and figure out what the code is, man. Oh, just kidding. Grenade will do it. Oh, they need to figure out where she is to figure out which code to use. Maybe the code's above. And she's going to be she's going to be the first one. Okay, there she is. Oh, she's writing it on the wall. Okay, so it's pyramid minus sign and then the other. Got it. Princess Bride makes me happy every time a reference is made to that movie. Blazing Saddles would like a word. You know what's funny is it's got to be parental. Like, it was whatever your parents were into. My parents weren't into Mel Brooks movies, so we didn't watch them. We were into Star Trek. We were into Star Wars. We were into Mystery Science Theater and The Princess Bride. So, like, a lot of it comes down to, like, what your parents are into. You know what I'm saying? Aren't you a little short to be a stormtrooper? Perfect. Oh, man. I love how he says his full name. I'm Luke Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you. Into the garbage chute, flyboy. I don't care what you smell. I love how they're including not the original voice acting, but original dialogue. It's great. It really, really is great. If you're tuning in for the gameplay breakdown, I'm going to pause really quickly. Make sure and hit subscribe, the bell button, and the like button if you're enjoying the show, all right? And take the poll at the top of the chat. Thanks for being here this morning. We are using MK Ice and Fire's footage. We wanted to do, breakdown and look at all of it. He's got a pretty lengthy video. It's been up for about a week. So we're trying to keep this fair use. We don't have the audio. We're doing our own commentary over top of it. Here's $10. Go see a Star War. Blazing Saddle starts the first line with a slur. Oh, looks like we have a boss, Dianaga. So they introduce. There it is. So we got a health bar at the top, and he landed a couple shots there. Up and he's gone. Oh, LB. So click quick time event. Quick time event to help Luke out of there. So you can play this solo. Looks like Leia accidentally killed Luke. Maybe. Okay. Yeah, so you've got tentacle spots on the ground that you could probably shoot. And he is doing what? Let's see something here. Hang on a second. Okay, we still have a lot of footage. So he's switching episodes now. Okay, so he just switched episodes. Let's go back. Let's go back and see how that looked. So he decides at this point, you've seen enough of the New Hope, okay? And he wants to change. So we're going to go to Revenge of the Sith. Here we go. So this is going to be Revenge of the Sith. Thank you guys for the great turnout today. We got a little bit of Roger, and Roger all together and dead. And out pops Obi-Wan. R2. Whoops. I actually always think the cutscenes are pretty funny. They've gotten pretty good at it. Oh, they got text messages here. Is it true that Australian folks will have the game sooner? Usually Australian time zone and New Zealand get it sooner because they get to midnight before everybody else does. Brooks' writing actively irritates me, like I become visibly agitated. Was there any footage of a boss fight? We got just a glimpse at a boss fight there before Fire and Ice. I'm sorry, Ice and Fire decided to switch to Revenge of the Sith. So we are now in a different episode. If you die, is game over this time? No, no. There is no... The dying seems to happen less frequently in this because there's been a lot of departure from the other Lego games. So the getting hurt and having to go collect hearts is not a thing. You have a health bar that automatically replenishes, which we've noticed leads to less death. I actually applaud that decision. Sort of the meat grinder, nature of the original game, I think can get a little silly. You're just like, bah! You're like dying all the time. That is one new thing there to use with the lightsaber to carve through doors. You're already seeing one of the significant changes in the game is it's not quite like isometric set piece. It's more down on the ground third-person action adventure. It does have two-player local co-op, but no online co-op as far as we know. And there's skill trees as well. There's a generic skill tree with 10 or more skills that you can invest in, making them stronger, things like sprint speed and other things. But there's also class skill trees, like if you want to make your dark side powers stronger, if you want to make your protocol droids, or your bounty hunter, or if you're playing as like an Empire character, they have their own little skill trees that can be invested in as well. So it seems they've invested in quite a bit of depth into the action RPG elements, having a bit of surge of viewership. So I want to welcome everybody in. We'll get back to the gameplay in just a second. Make sure and take the poll at the top of the chat. If you have any questions or comments or thoughts, this is an interactive talk show that we do Monday through Friday. So hit subscribe. That way you can chime in the chat. I am safe for work, so a lot of people subscribe, and then they just keep me on in the background throughout their workday. They kind of work and lurk and treat me like a video game radio show. Oh, we're going to get to see split screen co-op. Good. I wasn't sure if that was in here. So now we're seeing Now we're seeing what it'll look like if you do split screen co-op. I think the vertical actually works pretty well. The only thing I'm blocking in the UI is Obi-Wan has his own radar, which you can see slightly peeking out on the bottom right corner of my own circle, and the bottom left corner of Anakin, you can see what it looks like. And these guys were traditionally pretty irritating in the Lego Star Wars games, but looks like a slow deflection walk is the key. And now we got some reinforcements coming out. And I like Leslie Nielsen usually. I'm not sure what the deal is. We thought the Naked Gun movies were pretty funny and the airplane movies were pretty funny, so we weren't completely disconnected from those movie types and movie tropes, but we definitely didn't grow up on a lot of them, that's for sure. The Naked Gun movies and the airplane movies, we watched those much later in life. So that was a little of the Revenge of the Sith. Oh, I thought he was maybe getting ready to switch again. It looked like he was getting ready to switch again. And the Emperor making his own popcorn. Uh-oh. Spoilers. It's very well done. I love when Anakin says, I have, what's he say? I'm twice as strong as I was the last time we faced each other. Twice the pride. Oh, man. Count Dooku. Okay, here we go. We might get to see a boss fight. I like these little intros. These are cool. He should get a health bar. He's got a health bar. Now, I don't know what the 2 shields mean. That might mean you have to down him twice. He does have 2 shields below. That could just refer to how strong he is. That could refer to things that you're going to have to do with respect to, like, maybe he has different shields you have to hit or whatever. My powers have doubled since the last time we met. Like, how could you even know that? Like, did they measure that like midichlorians? Okay, so he's got his combo all the way up, and now his combo's been busted. He has an X, so he pressed an X to get it all the way back up again, and now he's at a 44 with a ×8. I don't know what that means. Okay, so it does look like, yep, you're going to have to beat him twice. So it's definitely like a Sekiro, sort of a, you got to kill the boss twice. That's what those shields represent. That's actually an interesting thing for a Lego game. You know what I mean? That's an interesting thing for a Lego game. You have truly achieved a new milestone in life, sir, says Creature. My wife texted me from St. Louis to tell me she's proud of you for not liking poor comedy. She's listening to you without being forced. Tell her I said what's up. Well, I mean, I guess I could tell her myself. Okay. So, yeah, like, even little slam moves and stuff like that from Dooku. Like, I like this. I think this seems... Papa Palpatine, he's in the chair just chilling. Like, look, like visual cues, things to dodge and get out of the way. Like, this is more involved. This is a lot more involved than Lego games up to this point. I don't like button mashing in the middle of fights, though. Like, that doesn't seem like you have to even time it. He's just hammering the Y button, it seems. Like, it looks cool, but experientially, I'm just like tap, 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 tap. You know what I'm saying? Here's another one in the middle of the fight. You know, it's time to cramp your arm up. Like, what? Oh, 3 times. 3 times. So you have to take down the 2 shields and then hit him a 3rd time. So if there's 2 shields, that actually represents 3 kills, 3 knocks. Any plans for more Tiny Tina's Wonderlands with Madam? Yeah, probably off screen. I don't think there's any reason to keep playing it. Friday night first looks are literally going to be just that. We're going to give you a first look at a game, have some drinks and some laughs, and then each week you can tune in and catch us playing something new. I just don't think there's room on this channel for lengthy gameplay of something like Tiny Tina's when the audience and YouTube just clearly showed a lack of interest. There's nothing we can do to make that game. I actually, you know what? I almost did a talk show about this. I think Tiny Tina Wonderlands has been severely harmed and robbed of potential sales and popularity by not calling it Borderlands 4. It's the better of all the Borderlands games, in my opinion. It should have been called Borderlands 4. It would have sold way better. It would have sold way better. It would have been more popular on YouTube. People would have been searching for it more. You made it really hard to search for and kick an interest in because you also just released Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon's Keep, which probably confused the frick out of people and wasn't really good enough to be sold on its own. It wasn't good enough to be sold on its own. He's like, should I do it? Yeah, go ahead, do it. Oh. I guess I'm bad now. I'm bad now. Just kidding, I'm good now. Grievous. General Kenobi. I love Tiny Tina. I had so much fun with it over the weekend. It's a great game. It evolved Borderlands more than Borderlands 3 did. You know what I'm saying? It evolved Borderlands more than Borderlands 3 did. They should have called it Borderlands 4. It would have done better. It'd have performed better. More people would have been interested. But then people would have complained infinitely about not being a real Borderlands sequel. Oh, who cares about those people? I guarantee you they wouldn't have been the majority. I think they made a bad decision by not saying it's a standalone game. I thought it was an expansion. That's exactly what I told Creature. I said people saw Tiny Tina Wonderlands and they probably thought it was a DLC. If you had to call it Borderlands 4, it'd have been clear as crystal that this game is a brand new game. And they made matters worse by doing Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon's Keep as a standalone sale. I think they just confused everybody. I'm picking up Tiny Tina. Too busy with so many games right now. I'm loving the humor I can see even in the cutscenes here. They always do a great job with humor in these games. Let's take a little bit of a break. We don't want to just completely do nothing but this guy's gameplay. If you guys have never been here before, this is basically like a variety gaming talk show. Now, we've been heavy on Elden Ring coverage, and there's still going to be continued Elden Ring gameplay pretty regularly on this stream. We typically do a second stream after this one where we do gameplay, and we'll be playing this game next week. We'll be playing some Star Wars. I'm excited about it. If you've never been here before, I keep it safe for work, so you can subscribe in confidence. A lot of people treat me like video game radio throughout the week, so I appreciate you being here. Listen, a lot of you that are here for the morning crowd, if you're not aware of what we're doing on Reforge Radio, make sure and check it out. Go check out the VODs. We're going over there today to talk about ASMR and the Purple Platform. Yesterday we talked about Chris Rock getting rocked by Will Smith. And what do we make of it? Is comedy in a category where it can go too far and too personal? What about Will Smith and his actions? It was a really, really great discussion. And if you love my morning talk shows, you should check out my afternoon talk shows over there. We've had a great time changing that channel's identity. So let's continue on. Also, if you use TikTok, Instagram, or Twitter, and you like to follow content creators on those platforms, we are at Reforge TV. So if you like Instagram, TikTok, or Twitter, just look for Reforge TV. We're trying to hit a milestone on TikTok because we want to utilize some of their newer features. They're going into The Last Jedi. I'm amazed that it runs. I'm amazed this runs. Time to subvert your expectations. I'm amazed it runs, chat. Oh, my golly. Anyway. He's like, huh? What's this say? Oh, it says there's no plot in this movie. See, that was actually... No, that was the original plot. He's getting rid of it. They actually had a plot. Okay, we're going to see a flying mission. This is more exciting than the opening of The Last Jedi. That's amazing. Because there's actual movement and shooting. This is crazy. This is breathtaking in comparison. Wow, this looks better than the movie. Thank you, Connor. Somebody else making the same joke. More action in 10 seconds than 2 hours of The Last Jedi. Oh, golly. The First Order Dreadnought. Yeah. Dreadnought. You ought not have made The Last Jedi. Dreadnought is right. I'm sorry. Sorry for the bad jokes, everybody. Oh, and the comedy actually works, right? No, they delayed Zelda. I was trying to tell people they were being too cryptic and weird about the release date of Breath of the Wild 2. I was like, they're not saying it's Our what was it? Our launch window goal. Shut the frick up with all that corporate speak. What is that? Our launch window goal? Are you sending an email memo to like your internal teams or whatever, or are you speaking to the public? What the frick are you talking about? Launch window goal or whatever in the heck they said. It's like when you watch an amazing trailer. I would like trailers to just be super honest. Be like, world premiere, Star Wars Eclipse, a bunch of overbaked, overtuned, over-rendered cutscenes to get your nostalgia blood pumping. Star Wars Eclipse will launch in 2023. Maybe. We don't know. We don't even know if we're going to get backed for the entire project. And that's the trailer. This game is giving me BioShock vibes. Yeah, definitely, dude. There's so much BioShock influence here. People in chat are like, what the frick? That's a meme in this chat. I played like 3 games in a row, and somebody just kept saying, they're like, this game really gives me BioShock vibes. It's like, so, huh? I need Chappelle's huh on command on my stream deck. Huh? He does that better than anybody. He's the best huh in the business. He probably wants to be known for his comedy and his brilliant joke writing and joke crafting, but I remember him for saying, huh? This really makes you feel like The Last Jedi. You know, I was really worried that there weren't going to be any more Jedis, but after watching The Last Jedi, I'm kind of for it. I'm now campaigning for the cessation of all Jedi. Just shooting the planet there. Do a barrel roll. That's a neat trick. Or that's a good trick, or whatever the frick. They recreated the bombing run scene in the movie. Yeah, dude. Porkins. Just get out of there. You're on fire, bro. I think that's the prequel that we need, right? Right? The life and saga of Porkins. I mean, if there's a Star Wars story that needs to be told, I think Disney really needs to secure those rights right now, you know? In an unprecedented, never-before-seen story, Porkins. It's just like him. Wait, did she use the Force? Ow! Oh, golly! A piano. There you go. Click. Because bombs drop in space. Well, if they gave them a trajectory, they would stay on that trajectory. Like if they shoved them down, that would work, right? That would work, would it not? There he is. There's Kylo. What's his shirt say? I love what? Oh, come on. Did I miss it, or are they going to show? No, yeah, there it is. I love Vader. That's great. That's great. Kylo. Ooh. Mm-mm. Oh, man. The picture she sent was perfect for our thumbnail. Perfect for our thumbnail. That's great. Good work, creature. I mean, it's easy when you got a great picture of somebody. You know what I'm saying? You slap it in there. But kudos to your thumbnail design. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now, that's a name I've not heard in a long, long time. Have I guys ever told you what the best dialogue, the best delivered dialogue in Star Wars is? Have I ever explained this to you? The absolute best dialogue ever in the Star Wars franchise is when Obi-Wan Kenobi says, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like he says it as if it's this distant, mystical, mysterious memory, and you hear this little like flutish music in the background. There will never be a better moment in Star Wars. Like that's the best moment in all of Star Wars. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like, oh, he's a Rancor for a little bit. Okay. Oh, this must be like the central area. My kiddos did this in Marvel Avengers. They never got anything accomplished. They just ran around the cities. My daughter was like, I don't want to play the new Lego Star Wars game. I'm like, what? Why not? She's like, because you're not going to be able to be a dog. I'm like, I'm sorry. that you sound like a video game journalist right now. Like, what? That's what I need to do. That's what I need to do. I need to let my kids review video games and just show, like, this is basically what video game journalism has turned into. It's too hard. I can't be a dog. Look at all the planets you can go to in one game. Look at this. This is one game, is it not? Look at all the planets you can go to. Look at this. You got Endor, Bespin, Hoth, Mustafar. Mustafar. Mustafar way out there. I am sorry. I'm not. I stand by that joke. I stand by that joke. I stake my career on it. Dagobah, you will go to the Dagobah system. Utapau, Dakar, Naboo, Geonosis, Tatooine, Kamino, Kashyyyk, Pasana, Crate, Teko, Dena, Jakku, Coruscant, Yavin, Cantonica, Kijimi, and then Ajin Kloss. So there's no Dathomir. Anybody that played Jedi Fallen Order is like, thank frick there's no Dathomir. Justice for Mustafar. I think I'm done for the day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm out. All right, see you later, Abe. You were late anyway, so, I mean, we know why, but... Oh, golly. Yeah. Typical, Abe. That's typical, ain't it? Show up late and leave early. Wait. You can't cancel me a second time. That's not allowed. That's like double jeopardy. So that joke is allowed. All right, let's get back to the footage. Pacific time. There you go. Dathomir on the hardest difficulty can go punch sand. I actually love Dathomir on second hardest difficulty. It's where I learned where if you double parry those guys with the floppy hands, you cut their hands off. That is the most satisfying execution in that game. It's the most satisfying. What's good, Snow? You got your pitchforks already? Too late? You cannot kill me. I have been reborn. That's not from a movie. That's just me. That's just my outlook on life. You can't kill what's been reborn. Try as you'd like. Look at this. Look at this little puzzle. Look at this little... Wasn't there a game like this? What was it called? Where you had to move the pipes. Was it called Pipe Dream? Was that a video game? Jedi Fallen Order on Master Jedi can punch sand no matter where you are. You're the person who booted up, put on the hardest difficulty. You're like, yeah, let's just do it. Not much of a career to cancel now anyways. All right, Abe, that's below the belt, all right? All right? You're not Chris Rock at the Oscars, okay? Okay? Settle down on hitting below the belt, bro. I just finished Jedi Fallen Order yesterday. What a game. But dang, the jank and glitches are real. Yeah, it's not exactly polished. It's not exactly polished. There's some rough stuff in there. There's definitely some rough stuff in there. What's it saying? Oh my goodness, you can just switch to Slave 1? Cool. Sorry, it's 2022. You can't call it that anymore. We got to call it Ship 1. I'm on the fast track, baby. I'm on the fast track to cancel 2.0. I couldn't resist. I couldn't resist. Challenge accepted. Keep my career out your effing mouth. Yes. Will Smith. Will Smith's been to church too. That yes was straight out of church. That was like an amen. It was like, yes. It's like, oh my gosh. It rattled my soul. I was nervous. I was like, oh man, he's gonna call down he's gonna call down lightning or something. He's summoning spiritual powers. What's happening? I heard Tyler Perry spoke to him like in the commercial break. He was probably trying to secure the movie rights so Tyler Perry could play both characters. Oh gosh. Oh man. That's pretty good when your own joke makes you laugh. That's not bad. I thought of that one. I was like, oh, that's a pretty good dig. We'll take a little swipe at Tyler Perry. I mean, everybody loves him, but come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Tyler's like, listen, you sell me the rights right now. You sell me the rights right now. I'll play you. I'll make the slap good. It'll be real good. Only Tyler Perry can slap himself. Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh, that's good. That's stupendous. Tyler Perry's overrated. I don't know. The reason I don't like overrated as a criticism of anything is, let's just pause. We'll get back to the combat in just a second. Overrated is just basically, I don't like it and lots of people do. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's what everybody always does, whether it's a movie or a musician or a rock band or whatever. If it's super popular and you don't like it, you're like, well, it's overrated. It's like, well, maybe you just don't like it. Like, clearly his movies are popular for a reason, right? His form of comedy's played out. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if his movies don't do as well as they used to. Then that would be like a shift in public taste, but also just oversaturation. Like maybe he just did too many, right? Maybe he did too many movies like that. You know what I mean? Hold on, is this out? No, it comes out next week. We are looking at MK Ice and Fire's gameplay footage and breaking it down and just talking about it. To me, he sits on the shelf next to Will Ferrell. Really? Oh, all right. I think Will Ferrell's pretty funny, especially in The Other Guys and Elf, you know? Did you shout America? Get it on play. I'm sorry. That is, I think he's funny. I do. I think he's funny. Medea reunion is funny. When I say something is overrated, I usually mean that people laud on praises that are far past the material person deserves. They're so brave after the person takes a bite of food. Hey, I get my kids to try food with that, okay? All right? You're so brave for trying that chicken. We are battling at dinner every night, and it's so irritating. It's like, it's chicken! It's plain chicken! Eat it! There's nothing in it! Thank you, MK Ice and Fire. That was a lot of great footage. We can loop it back to the beginning and let you guys see that might have missed the beginning. Yeah. Here, this is actually pretty good. Is this the beginning? Okay, yeah. Okay, so there we have. This is pretty cool. They have like these interactive little scenes for the movies. So New Hope, Revenge of the Sith. He's gonna go with New Hope. So you can see here. Let's just count them, all right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's right. Checks out, guys. 9 total. Hang on, before we go through this. He's lazy comedy for 13-year-olds. Maybe. I don't think Other Guys is for 13-year-olds. I find that style irritating. Tell me a joke, explain the joke to me. Not my thing. I don't feel like The Other Guys or Elf does that. Yeah, we're doing Elden Ring later today, Oscar. We're going to be using my dual wield build that I got. The dinner time battle is real. Oh my gosh, just eat it. Eat it. It's like you put the most basic food in front of him, man. It's so frustrating. My daughter's been much better about this. She's really growing up into like, you know, somebody that is able to do what's necessary. You know what I mean? She just does it. She's like, I didn't like it, but I ate the enchilada or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just waiting for your daughter to tell you that she can't eat chicken because they come from eggs. How would that dinner battle go? She's such a smart kid. I'm surprised it hasn't yet. Poll, do you speedrun? No, I don't do speedruns of anything. I'm not cut out for it. I'm barely cut out to play video games as it is. That's actually kind of true. All right, let's get back to the footage. Yeah, she's never tried to use that logic on us, but she gets into some pretty good logical twists and turns for us. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, there existed the most brilliant trilogy ever created, only to be dumped upon just like this, chased down by the dark side, and captured, twisted, and changed by George Lucas himself. Only later would it be... Oh, sorry. Wait, what happened here? Oh. Okay, that was good. That was good. I like that. I like that. It's like, wait, who are these chuckleheads? What's wrong with the color? Boom. That's good. I get mad and then say swearing words when someone eats my food. That has to be one of the greatest sentences I've ever read out loud. I get very mad and I say swearing words when someone eats my food. I get swearing words when my favorite childhood movies are ruined by the director. Good coffee today, Mama? No, I didn't put anything extra in it. The reason the kids don't like the chicken is because it's too chickeny.
Say it to my face.
Madam said if you got something smart to say it to her face. She said apparently assault's legal, so prepare to be slapped. That is so culturally relevant. Excellent job, babe. I too say swearing words. I speak in the words of swearing from time to time. Here in this moment. It's not out until next week, so we're watching the footage to show people like what it looks like. Here they come. I remember watching this as a kid and being so like, it was so disorienting. I was like, what is happening? Why? Because it felt like that you were supposed to know what was happening. So it was like immediately worrisome. It was like, wait, why are they on this? Wait, why is the ship all smoky? Who are these guys? It was really well done. It's basically the opening to a movie that doesn't explain anything to you right away. Are they building a barricade? That was actually kind of cool. There he is. I have waited for this moment for a long time. You, and you there. I forgot my middle name. Close the door. Who likes plain chicken, though? Abe, yeah, let me explain something to you. My son, if you put anything on the chicken, if there's a speck of pepper, if there's a red dot, he's like, what is that? Is there seasoning on it? Is there sauce on it? Yeah. He wouldn't last 2 seconds at the cookout, Abe. He wouldn't. He wouldn't last 2 seconds. There'd be nothing for him to eat. Oh, it's a reference, Mama. She said, "Who's having a cookout?" He wouldn't last 2 seconds. Although he likes chicken on the bone, he's actually requested that quite a bit. He's like, "Can I have it on the bone?" So he actually probably would get down as long as it wasn't too seasoned or spicy. Guess I can't even be surprised. The thing is we actually like that kind of food. Like when my wife makes lo mein, she puts sriracha in it, and I like to take it pretty. I don't like it to feel like my mouth's on fire, but like right in the middle, but the slightest bit of sriracha, and they won't even touch it. So she has to make theirs plain, which I don't think that's uncommon for children. Vegan butter. I don't think that's uncommon for children. Children just don't like all that stuff. It's too much. Maybe it is a white children thing. I don't know. They think soda is spicy because it's carbonated. They're like, that's spicy. Yeah, we didn't do sweet, juicy drinks when they were growing up. It was all water, so they don't have really a palate for it. Chicken on the bone and corn on the cob. That's right. I don't like sauce either, and I'm 21. Does he like barbecue to dip chicken in? No, let me tell you what my children do. This is a testimony to my wife's mental strength because this would make me crazy. They don't like sauce on anything. So, did Carrie Fisher die? Yeah, you didn't know that? Mark Hamill Luke. Are you a bot? You're just typing random things? Anyway, this is a testimony to my wife's mental strength and the ability to endure the ludicrous preferences and I guess the way children can be. Basically, they don't like sauce to the extent that when she makes pizza, she has to make them half of the pizza with no sauce, but then they dip it in the pizza sauce. That is a thing that happens. I've just had to let it go. I can't even talk about it right now with getting angry. I just have to let it be. Like, okay. You dislike sauce so much that you're like, don't put it on the pizza. But I'll dip the cheese pizza in the sauce after the fact. Now they explain. Oh my gosh, are you still in here? That my daughter explained it to me though. I was like, makes sense for this for me, right? She's like, well, it's not cooked. She's like, when you cook the sauce, it's different. And I was like, okay, maybe a little bit. That's still not a good upbringing. It's like cheesy bread. Yeah. So when you get burgers, they eat it plain without ketchup and mustard. They're not really fans of burgers. They do hot dogs. Yeah, they do hot dogs. Yo, good morning, Rad. How are you, Rad? How's little baby? How's that little baby? Just adorable, cute little thing. I want new pictures, by the way. I got one, which I am extremely thankful for. That was so kind of you, but we want more. My wife says he was so cootie. We want to see more pictures. I know you're not sharing a ton on the internet, which is 100% understandable, but I want more. I want more. I want little pictures of the little butterball or whatever you're nicknaming him. Little marble, little stinky pants. I don't know. She said, "What's a cute little baby Jewish name?" I don't know. I don't think you'd call him a little dreidel or something. He's just a little baby. He's a little dreidel spinning around on the ground. We might be treading on offensive here, but what do you nickname him? He eats, he sleeps, he poops. Well, he's doing his job. What a good worker. He's putting in the time. It doesn't change, my wife says. Finn. Paul, do you know Filthy Frank? What is that, like your local dealer? No, I don't know Filthy Frank. What the frick? Not a fan of burgers? What house are you raising them in? It's because I make the burgers from scratch, and they've got a lot of seasoning and stuff in them. Stinks does eat the Beyond Meat stuff. Yeah. Perfectly legit reason. Would you warm up ranch? Like I said, it actually kind of made sense of it for me, Eugene. I was like, okay, at least you've thought it through. You like the sauce to be cold. You did, like, the sauce being warm is weird to you. They're that way with some of the vegetables and stuff too. They prefer the vegetables to be crunchy and uncooked. As soon as they're like squishy and cooked, they don't like them. It's like a texture thing. I see why you guys don't eat Five Guys burgers and fries. I don't eat Five Guys burgers and fries because it's a greasy mess and it upsets my stomach. It's like, ugh. Although, since I've been on the probiotic, I can eat more greasy food, but I prefer to make my own burgers. I prefer to make my own steak and my own burgers. Most of what you get when you go out is nothing as good as what I can make on my own. So, you know, I get the steak and the burger meat from a butcher, so it's like I'm getting top shelf stuff. Cheesy bread with marinara dip for the win. Yeah, that's what they do. Five Guys is a bucket of grease with a burger on the side. Yeah, the bag is like soaked. I can't do it. It gives me a stomach ache. I don't know what a Yiddish Hebrew word is. We just make up sounds that sound similar, like schmutzki. Well, that's adorable. Do you call him that? I absolutely love that. I hope that that's something that you call him. Schmutzki. That's great. Let's go to here. Okay. We could do Yeah, let's do 45. We'll do 45. This will get long on the tooth if we go too long. I'm actually very impressed with today's turnout. I was like, I don't know. This is such a break from what we've been doing. But you guys showed up, man. This has been really fun. Paste that there. And then grab this. Okay. Okay. Schedule, and then I'm just scheduling the next stream. Excuse me. We have a dual katana build that we're messing around with in Elden Ring, and I'm gonna be playing with it today. Giggity. Cheeksy. Yeah, you call him that? That's adorable. Cheeksy. Does he have pinchable cheeks like you? Like these like little cheeks that just want to be pinched? So people are like, why would you say that? Sorry, that's like a joke from a while ago about Rad's cheeks and how her dad always said that. Or teased her or something. I can't remember what it was now. Like your cheeks being pinchable. That's not like, that wasn't just like some random weird remark. There's like a history there. I really like Rad's dad, okay? I've never met the man, but I like him. And that's what that's from. That's the appeal of Five Guys. The grease? Ugh, I don't know. I just think, here's the thing. I really liked greasy food until it started messing with me, and maybe that's part of the problem. Oh, he's got mama's cheeks? Okay, that's good. That's good. Which katanas? Uji katana and I forget the other one. People in chat could probably tell you. I love Five Guys for their fries. Oh man, mommy's in chat. Oh my gosh. I'm sure everybody's gonna ask you to step on them. I actually liked the game until the end. Your contribution was obviously great, but good to have you here. I never know how to say the name either. Lady Dimitrescu? I can't remember how to say it. Rad Dad goes by Saba, grandfather in Hebrew, and he's smitten. Oh, I'm sure he's done. I'm sure. Five Guys have good burgers. What's your favorite burger? My favorite burger is the one I make in my home. I don't like going to burger joints generally. Like, I like getting, there's one where they put like brown sugar and candied bacon on it at Red Robin that I think is wonderful. And, yeah. I thought the appeal of Five Guys was a large fry order feeds a family of 6. They do go a little crazy with the fries, don't they? They do go a little wild. Are we close to 300 likes on this video? Oh, we are. Roll that over to 300 likes, guys. Strong day today for this game footage. Dimitrescu. The U is silent. Dimitrescu? Lady Dimitrescu? Hey, we had a coffee sale about 20 minutes ago. I'm sorry I didn't read this out. A light roast for Peaches. Thank you very much, man. I love to see those coffee sales. Supports me, the fam, the stream, all of it. Tons of new subs today. Couple of new members. If you guys have never done membership on YouTube before, you can click join or use the join button. $5 a month will get you a badge in the chat. It'll get you emotes. Appreciate you guys so much. I prefer homemade as well, but Burgatory has some interesting burgers. I've never heard of that place. They give you so many fries, I was shook the first time I went, right? Saba's such a cute name for a grandpa. My dad went by Jopa. Oh, that's good. I like that. Did Mellow Mushroom ever open back up? No, it closed down. And the place that replaced it closed down recently, too. It's like a bad location. There's no good parking. Bad parking can kill a restaurant. It really, really can. Fat Burger here in Canada. The best burger I've ever had was Shake Shack. I've never had Whataburger, but Shake Shack I think is the best burger I've ever had from like a burger joint. Like, I know the big burger debate is huge, right? Is the coffee still SNTR Brandon or is it Reforge Coffee now? Just curious. we are looking at switching everything over to be under one single whole brand name, but that probably won't be able to happen until next week. We have too much already ordered and too many labels already made. So it would have been a pretty significant, like, loss to just chuck a bunch of labels. You know what I'm saying? So this time next year, we'll probably have everything 100% brand cohesed, but we're not able to do anything about it right now. So for now and for the rest of this year, you'll be buying Rageless Roast. So love Lego Star Wars games. They are a lot of fun to play, but many not to be good for streaming. Well, we're going to check this game out next week for sure. My wife and I will probably check it out on First Look. For those of you guys that might have missed the announcement, Hilly has had to step away from Friday nights. It's just way too disruptive to his family life on the weekends because the time zone difference. He's up until like 4 in the morning playing with me and obviously drinking, and what that probably does to the next day. It just isn't probably good. And he's been doing it for quite a while with me, well over a year as far as I know, if I'm remembering the timeline correctly. And the move going forward will be to take Friday nights and put it on the First Look. Put it on First Look, and we'll call it like First Look Friday nights. And what that'll do is, since we don't have to hunt for co-op games, it'll give me the opportunity to show you guys more games like right when they come out. And just have some drinks and some laughs. And conveniently, we just kind of tested having Madam on the show on Friday night, and everybody seemed to really love having her on the show for co-hosting and commentary. So you'll probably hear her voice on Friday nights. And then when a good co-op game comes out, I have somebody I can play with, like the Lego game next week. So this Friday, I think we'll be doing Weird West. So make sure you're subscribed to Reforge First Look if you enjoy those Friday nights. We'll do the absolute best we can to get the word out and let you guys know that we're doing that. So I fully support Hilly's decision. I really appreciated him stepping in during a rough time to create something just really fun and bright every week. It really was like the bright spot on my week for a while there, in the content creator realm. Like, I had other good things going on in my real life outside of here, but having that each week was definitely very helpful. And it's a bummer, but again, I fully support his decision, and I wish him the best. And there's always the opportunity for him to make a comeback when time or schedule allows. And it would be it would be a great opportunity for that to happen. And we'll explore that when there's an opportunity. Madam getting to take some shots at you while playing a game was peak entertainment. Oh yeah. I love Hilly, but 5 minutes into the show, Madam was dropping bombs. She's a natural, and you two have great chemistry. Well, thank you. I would hope so after 15 years. I would hope so after being married for 15 years, that we've got some pretty good chemistry. So, guys, don't forget, if you enjoy these morning shows, these talk shows, don't forget about Reforge Radio, okay? We had a great show yesterday talking about the Chris Rock getting slapped by Will Smith situation. It wasn't really meant to be about drama. We more got into the discussions of, like, can humor and comedy go too far? What about, did Chris go too far? Did Will go too far? What did everybody think? It was actually a really, really great debate. It highlighted some definite cultural divides and how people look at these types of things. And if you enjoy these talk shows, but you want to see some talk shows about more serious issues, things in the culture, politics, religion, all sorts of topics that we've been covering over there, make sure you're subscribed to Reforge Radio. If you can't watch live in the afternoons at 3 p.m. Eastern, be sure to just subscribe and watch the VODs or listen to it as an audio format anywhere that podcasts preside. You can look up Reforge Gaming or Reforge Radio. Both podcasts hit all those platforms. Are y'all considering having the members' game requests on First Look Friday nights, or is that something TBD? I want to see how it goes. Here's the general problem that we kept running into with people doing game requests. They would request the most obscure old games because they think it would either be funny or it's just something that they love. And I just don't think that that's helpful to any channel to do. Now, if we had one channel and one umbrella so all members could see that video and I uploaded it as a members only video, that'd be a different story. But we don't have the time for that. I do not, in the most literal sense, do not have the time to record a video of a game that is older than a month. I just don't. It is quite literally not helpful. And it's like, it was great that people were willing to spend that money and be that supportive, and we could do that, but so much has changed from that era. People have to remember that 2021 was nothing but adaptation and reaction. We were doing literally everything we could to adapt to a second attack of destruction on my business and ability to provide for my family. Like, it was like, what the frig am I going to do? I got bills to pay, man. What are we going to do? And a lot of those decisions and choices were made in sort of like a, let's see if this works, let's see if this works. And as things started to scale and started to settle and get to where we wanted them, it was like, okay, these three things just won't fit. There are so many things we thought we were going to do that we just didn't do. We were going to launch memberships on our own website and have our own content over there. We put all of that on hold. We just had to put all of it on hold. And the good news is that this year is not about reacting. We're just building now. You know what I mean? We are just 100% building. We have, a great content rhythm here. Reforge Radio is on a great path. And right now, all we need to focus on is getting creative with member incentives, because we really need about 500 members on each channel, and we got to figure out how to motivate that and how to make there an incentive to do that. Because right now, we can't think of a creative way to do it without making people feel like, well, I need a membership on both channels, and that feels kind of cheesy. And I don't want people to feel that way. I don't want people to feel like I'm being opportunistic or manipulative or like cash grabby. But at the same time, it's like, I got to motivate people to click the member button, and we don't really have a way of doing it right now. We just basically beg. And I don't like doing that either. Like, look, man, our channels aren't very big. We don't live off the ad revenue. We need people clicking the join button. We need people buying t-shirts and coffee and disc plates. And, the most direct ways to support is a membership or coffee. That's the best way to support. If you can. And if you can't, then listen, lurk, like, chat, all those things. Really, really helps the channel grow. So we're just going to have to think through, now that the dust is settled, okay, can we be proactive and come up with really good incentives for membership? You know what I mean? I'm waiting for afternoon segments with Creature, get some of the behind the scenes of the network. We don't necessarily know if we would want to monetize that, because a lot of what we do behind the scenes, we don't want other people to know, because you don't want to give away. Like, I pay Creature for that. Like, I pay him for those strategy sessions and thinking through and planning and scoping things out. Like, we wouldn't want the public to get access to that. That's value that people like him sell to other YouTubers. Work got in the way again. Any chat about the new PlayStation and Plus new details dropping? We'll probably cover that tomorrow. That'll probably be our lead tomorrow, unless a bigger story breaks. That's a pretty big story. Speaking of coffee, I used to love Starbucks Veranda coffee. It tastes like trash now. Dark roast has ruined me. That same thing happened to me with my wife. She can't drink that stuff anymore. She just can't. What's your opinion on YouTube raids? It's great if they would turn it on, because I would love to be able to raid my own channel. When I send you guys to Reforge Radio, I'll have 200 to 300 people watching and like 60 people go over. If I could just do a raid and automatically take everybody over, at least for the first 10 minutes, it'd be massively helpful to that channel. You know what I mean? We'll do a segment as members. We'll do that segment as members when we get 2,000 members. Yeah, you guys want to see behind the scenes? Yeah, get us to 2,000. That'd be 1,000 members per channel. I want to reverse tier ribeye stream. Can I request that as a double dipper? Only a small suggestion, but could some tiers have a discount code for the coffee? Incentivizes repeat buyers to join, and an extra ad for the coffee. Yeah, I love that. We would just have to funnel all of that through the Discord, because we'd have to give you a room in the Discord and then give you a monthly coupon code to use. Hey, this month's coupon code is this. And then disable the coupon code after a month and do a new one. If people decide to cancel their membership, they can't keep using the same code over and over. That's not a bad idea. We would just have to funnel it all through the Discord. Like, hey, anybody that upgrades to tier 2 or above, we're going to give you, a monthly 10% coupon in the Discord on the coffee, right? And you can use the Discord to get your monthly discount code. We'll put it in a room, right? And every month the code's got to change, because again, you wouldn't want somebody to upgrade and then they could downgrade and always get the discount. That would defeat the purpose, right? Down to help this TikTok bandit out. I'm telling you, Snow, I saw your announcement. I'm super interested in like the direction you're going to take, right? Because I've not been able to see any of the stuff that you're doing or making, and I think that TikTok's a great funnel. I really do. Super great funnel. I meant more of the creature asking you to take the silly pictures when you attempted shorts and stuff like that. Oh, you want to see that kind of stuff. Yeah. Halo TV thoughts. I haven't heard too much about it yet. I really don't want another streaming service either. I've not heard great things about it. We're going to have to get Paramount Plus in a couple of days because my wife and I have been enjoying The Next Generation, and Star Trek The Next Generation's getting bumped over there. You know? And we're looking forward to the new Picard stuff. But we're gonna work our way all the way through Next Generation and save all the Picard stuff. It's gonna be really enjoyable to watch as like a capstone to the series. Oh, you can't make a new TikTok? Oh, well, I don't know. Start your own website. You know, start your own website. Discreetdrops.com. Naberto, he's far too difficult. Still waiting on the last set I asked for over a year ago. Yeah, I don't even know what he's referring to. I've completely forgotten. Halo, the first episode was decent, says Omega. I've heard mixed reviews. I haven't heard it. I don't know. I haven't heard anything quite that amazing. Gonna have to start utilizing Reels. Angry Joe hates it. Oh, the show? Just note that Picard is not safe for family. Oh, no, we don't watch these shows with our kiddos. The Next Generation's kind of safe, kind of not. It can get pretty, like... It can get pretty adult in theme, you know, at times. And it can get kind of scary. Yeah, it can get a little scary. What did you change with your build in Elden Ring? Did I miss an episode? At the end of... in the middle and the end of yesterday's episode, we switched to dual katana. I can't do the frickin' Radon swords anymore. I just can't. There's this weird recovery window even after a jump swing, and it was literally driving me crazy. It just didn't feel like it was synced up with a lot of the fights. I just couldn't take it. I felt like my damage windows were non-existent. It was frustrating me. As a lifelong Halo fan, it was just okay. See, that's a worrisome review. Double Dip checking in. 12 months from Old Soul. It's a tier 2. You the best. Welcome back in. This is weird, but my friend said that he revealed his face. I don't know what you're talking about. Who revealed his face? Next Generation is great. Picard undoes everything Next Generation does. I'll have to watch it and see if I agree with you. Because we watched the first season of Picard, and I'm picking up on things in Next Generation that informed stuff they did with the characters in Picard. I was like, I wonder if this is why they did that. Like, Riker's love for cooking is established in, like, Season 2 of The Next Generation. Like, back to his family, his dad. It's awesome. Like, that makes sense of, like, his love for cooking in Picard. Like, that's in Season 2 of Next Generation, a 7-season show. Yo, 13 months from Creature. Not sure what kind of dip this is. I was just sitting on my toddler's toy car, wedged in, and I can tell him a bruise. Oh, toy couch. Mom problems. There you go. That's your new OnlyFans. Daily mom injuries. There you go. Stubbed my toe. Tripped on this car, stepped on a Lego, bruised my leg on a toy couch. Master Chief revealed his face, kind of disappointed. Oh, no way. They did that in episode 1? Episode 1? They did a Master Chief face reveal? That doesn't... What? That doesn't seem like a good idea at all. That seems to run completely counter to everything. Don't forget to watch the Next Generation movies, too. I need to look up a schedule when you're supposed to watch them, because didn't they land in between some of the seasons? Because in Season 2, they just introduced the Borg last night. Y'all thought the Mando face reveal was bad? I thought the Mando face reveal was fine. They did it almost immediately. He kept it off, not a quick on and off thing. What? That is just such a strange decision. That seems to, like, run counter to everything that they would do. You know what I mean? I don't know. like as far as Halo goes as a franchise, that seems kind of shocking. That seems kind of shocking. That they would decide to do that right away. I don't know. It was laughably bad. What I'm worried about is they're completely changing important story elements and how the UNSC is made out to be bad guys and the Spartan program is being painted as an evil group. I understand now making the movie exactly like the game, but it seems like they went too far away from the source material. I think you've got to be maybe not shackled, you got to be on a leash. You got to put yourself on a leash to the source material, and you can run in a wide breadth around it, in a wide berth around the source material. But the minute you become completely unchained from the source material, it's like, what the frick? Why'd you even do this? Look at the poll numbers. What did we get today? 1,300 votes. Wow. Look at that. 84% are interested. I hope they all tune in next week for the gameplay. That'll be exciting to have a good gameplay stream of a new game. Because we didn't get that with Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Or Returnal's DLC, which that was a new game, but you know what I'm saying. It was disappointing. I think people are being overly harsh on Halo. It's just the first episode. I would rather take the season as a whole. See, but this is like the Lord of the Rings discussion. I think we're going to be discussing the Lord of the Rings TV show like controversy tomorrow on Reforge Radio, because today we're talking to Ruby True. I'm telling you, I just the minute that's your launching pad to do big departures, I'm like, yeah, it makes perfect sense for people to be confused. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. They said the Halo TV show was going to follow a different story path. Yeah, but just because you say that doesn't mean it's going to be good. Just because I tell you I'm going to make a Star Wars movie, and I'm like, oh, and by the way, the Jedi are evil. They don't use lightsabers. They use nunchucks instead. And Sith are a political group that is all about feeding the poor. You'd be like, well, what the frick? Why even bother making it Star Wars then? It sounds like it's Star Wars in name only. If you're going to do that big of a departure from source material, it makes perfect sense for you to say, well, just because you tell me that's what you're doing doesn't make it okay. They had Master Chief running around in a rubber suit with plastic weapons. It was hilariously bad. The thing with Halo, though, is it's separate continuity from the game lore, so the game's integrity is maintained while they do what they want in the show. I guess. At that point, it becomes, what's the point? Like, I get not wanting to be, like, permanently married to the game, but at the same time, if you go off in that much of a trajectory change, my question is, what is the actual point of this? Halo star Pablo Schreiber says, showing Master Chief's face was always a necessary thing to get the audience comfortable with going on this journey. What does that even mean, man? Like, have you studied any of the breakdown of why certain characters were super interesting? So you think people really struggled with the fact that Darth Vader wears a helmet practically the entire original trilogy? Was that tough for people? Like, Boba Fett was this mysterious bounty hunter. He wore a helmet the whole dadgum time. Stormtroopers, we never see their faces. Like, you know what I'm saying? Literally the most iconic Star Wars character is Darth Vader. And he has his helmet off for 27 seconds. I don't know how long it is. It's like a scene. And it's like at the very end, you wait the entire dadgum trilogy to see his face. And so it's like it's not woven into the story at all. So the idea of like, it's a necessary thing for the audience to get comfortable. No, it's not. Mystique and mystery are very powerful drivers of interest. Mystique and mystery are super strong powers of interest. Sounds to me like he's saying he's stupid. Sounds to me like he's saying he's stupid. In response to the Breath of the Wild 2 launch, date getting pushed back. Elden Ring really made people go back to the drawing board. It's the silver timeline. F off with that? Yeah, I don't know. The multiverse crap can pound sand. I don't mind the multiverse stuff in the Marvel universe because that's just been an established storytelling mechanic. Like, it's totally okay to be like, we're in a different multiverse. This guy's kind of bad now. This guy's kind of crazy. This guy's short instead of being tall. As long as there's good reasons for it. Like, don't just do gender swapping or race baiting. Like, actually make it meaningful. Like, it's okay to change those things about characters in a multiverse if there's meaning behind it. If you're just doing it to try to appeal to people, then it's cheesy and it's seen as it's not seen as being a genuine change. It's seen as being pandering. Pandering doesn't work. I think movie studios need to learn that sooner than later, that pandering is not working. Pandering is not working. Like, I'm not going to try to eat the Lord of the Rings show that we want to do this week on Reforge Radio, but if you can watch the superfans footage of the supposed Lord of the Rings superfans, if you can watch it and not cringe, then that you have a superpower. You literally have a superpower. It's one of the most contrived, fake, phony, I hate using the word cringy, but it's one of the most cringiest, it's the cringiest thing I think I've ever seen. It's crystal clear these people have no idea what they're talking about, but they're supposed superfans. It is painful. It's truly painful. Pandering doesn't work. We're going to have a super diverse panel of super fans. And it's like, these people have never read a single line of Tolkien's work. It's painfully obvious. It would be like having me talk about Pokemon or Dragon Ball Z. Like, I know enough to mention characters. Like, can't wait to see my boy Trunks swinging that big sword, looking tight. And people are like, why the frick is this guy talking about Dragon Ball Z? He clearly knows almost nothing. It seems, wait, where? Oh my gosh, that we can't be here. We can't be here. Hang on. Seems funny to buy a franchise with a baked-in audience just to alienate them. Yeah. It's so backwards. It's so backwards what they're doing with these franchises. It's like, we don't want the fans. We want new fans. It's like, good luck with that. Good luck with that. You know that, like, The Lord of the Rings as a book and a movie franchise has been around for a long dadgum time. You know that, like, Star Wars has been around for a really long time, right? If people were going to be fans of those franchises, they would already be fans. They'd already be fans. Star Wars, I'll give it to you. Maybe not. The trilogies are a little old. The original trilogy's old and a little bit dated, and Lucas absolutely just ruined them with all of his extra treatment. But Lord of the Rings, what the frick are you doing? You don't need new fans. If they were going to be fans, they'd already be fans. If the only thing that will make them a fan is they need a character to look like them, then that's such a superficial form of loyalty. They're not going to like the stories anyway. They're not. Stupid. I don't want to eat tomorrow's show. I'm making points I want to make tomorrow. The trunk sword that rarely gets used. I got my capsule core jacket on. I don't think I'll watch the Lord of the Rings Superfan panel. I actually have gripes with the movies for changing characters and removing some things. Yeah, I know there's plenty of people that don't like the movies. The movies were successful because it grabbed non-fans. But did it grab non-fans by pandering? Point me to a single thing in the original Lord of the Rings trilogy where they were pandering to segments of the culture. Where'd they do it? Gonna have a really hard time doing that. MCU was successful because it grabbed new fans. Yeah, and one of the most painful things they did in the MCU is a scene where they admittedly said it was pandering, and it's the worst scene in the entire franchise. Where the women power moment in Endgame. The worst moment in the MCU is when they decided to pander. It's 10 years of no pandering. It's the Lord of the Rings trilogy is 14 hours of cinematic non-pandering. Arwen? Well, okay, and that's one of the most criticized things that people dislike is the ham-fisted love story. So you do have some pandering, sure. That's not really pandering to an entire subset of the culture. That's like a movie trope pander. It's like, well, we have to have a love story. They pandered little people? No, they didn't. No, they didn't. That's in the books. That's what the hobbits look like. That's how tall they are. All right, we're eating tomorrow's show. I don't want to do it. I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to run some ads. Don't go anywhere. We're going to get into some Elden Ring gameplay. I got a great dual katana build. Let me make sure and set up the redirect before I forget, because sometimes I come down here and I start autopiloting. There we go. All right, I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Hit the like button, subscribe button, support the sponsors, maybe become a member. I'll be right back. Hey, somebody ordered some coffee like 8 minutes ago. Thank you so much. Ship to P.O. Box if possible. Yeah, we can do that. Totally. We use USPS. Q Llama. Thank you, Q Llama, for 2 bags of dark and a light. Nice job. 3 bags is the best value, because you get the flat shipping, and that's the most we can ship at that rate. Okay. Hobbit, we come up with a nickname for Lono? Okay. Live. Okay, we'll get this next stream ready to go. I really appreciate the turnout today, man. It always feels good when we take a risk and people respond. You know what I mean? It's always like, because we said, we're like, well, the game comes out in a week. It's probably good to jump on it, you know, a week ahead of it, cover it, talk about it, debate like the goodness, the badness of these games. Like, this one's pretty evolving, and yeah, really, really strong stream. A lot of new subs. and appreciate you guys supporting to that degree. And looking forward to doing some Elden Ring gameplay as well. I'm sending the tweets and stuff out now. Love the Lego Star Wars coverage. Thank you. I hope you guys that tuned in today tune in for our other talk shows. I hope you enjoy the gameplay footage next week when you check it out. Maybe even like a Friday night on First Look with my wife. That's our other channel. It's a smaller channel, but that's where the Friday night streams will be moving. Actually, true pandering is one thing. I was just pushing back on the fans thing. These franchises need new fans to succeed. No. Established franchises don't need new fans to succeed. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. Marvel got up and running and proved that. Do you think that the insane ticket sales for like Infinity War and End War was because they were garnering new fans, or it was because it was 10 years of a snowball of fandom, right? So like, that's my point. And that Chris Gore talked about this in a recent video that I was watching. He said that one of the problems with creativity and writing right now is he was like, everybody's using existing material. Everybody's using existing franchises. And so creativity, innovation, new stories, new characters, it's not existent. He was like, it's not existent. He's like, and it's killing creativity. It's killing new stories. We're always using the same thing. And I think you can see that is exactly why. I'm going to touch on that tomorrow. That is exactly why, with an established franchise, they feel this weird, unspoken need to pander, because they're like, well, it's an established franchise, and so the only thing we can really do to, like, help it, reinvent it, make it better, is to pander. Like, that's their only option. Because if not, it's just more Star Wars. It's just more Lord of the Rings. It's just more this. And because of that, that's what they feel. I'm gonna get into that tomorrow. I thought that was such an excellent point that he made, and he wasn't even talking about Lord of the Rings. It was an amazing observation about Hollywood right now and why movies are failing. Movies are failing because that's all they're doing, is they're just cranking out more of this universe, more of that universe. And people are like, we get it. And so they're like, well, what should we do? Pander. Try to get completely different subsets of the culture to watch the movies. You don't generate that kind of revenue only appealing to comic book fans. Do you have any idea how popular comic book characters are globally, Eugene, and how incorrect what you're saying is? Like, how many people were seeing these movies globally because they were existing comic book fans? Like, it's not even represented globally, what you're saying. Like, the popularity of Spider-Man alone, globally, had more of an impact on the movie sales for, like, the latest Spider-Man movie than, like, getting new fans. Like, I'm not saying they didn't get new fans. I'm saying they were not primarily driving ticket sales at that global level with new fans. It was existing fans. Then that creates a cyclone of interest, and then new fans go and watch. What's everybody getting so excited about? Oh my gosh. The global popularity of comic book characters is almost unmatched. It's like it's next to like anime. It's unmatched. So I don't think so. I don't think, and honestly, the way they marketed those movies, they weren't pandering to subsets of the culture. They weren't like, we have a black Iron Man, he's called War Machine. They weren't doing that. They were just telling great stories. You can't find me any cultural subset pandering in the last 10 years of Marvel. You can't. It isn't frickin' there. It isn't there. They just made great frickin' action movies with compelling characters and great casting decisions. They weren't pandering. We made sure we were diverse. The frick is that? The characters are insanely popular, but people actually buying the books not so much, I don't think. I'm using the term generically. Like what? I had the wrong audio thing set. I was like, what is going on? Like, fans of comic book characters, fans of comic books, like, they're the ones that went to the movies. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they don't have to buy a comic book to be a fan of comic books and comic book characters. That's not a thing. Like, you don't have to be that. What I'm saying is, there were people that already loved Spider-Man. There were people that already loved these characters. I would be one of those peoples. So, all right, we gotta switch streams. Save it for tomorrow on Reforge Radio. Bottle up your points, write them down so you don't forget, and save it for tomorrow. Hey, thanks for clicking on the video. Continuing our Elden Ring gameplay, and we have completely changed our build. This will be double katana. This will be a dual katana gameplay, testing out this new build. The Radon swords just weren't doing it for me. It's possible that some of that was my own fault with how I play. It's possible that some of that was related to just endgame rhythms. I'm going to bring everybody over with the redirect from this morning's stream where we looked at the Lego Star Wars